Kaga nga kino kikoze olw'engeri poliisi gye yeeyisizaamu olwaleero.
Ab'olukiiko olutambuza emirimu mu mukago ogwa The Democratic Alliance oba Summit abatudde ku Eureka Place Ntinda mu Kampala bavumiridde ekyokukwata Besigye ne Mbabazi ne boogerera ne gavumenti ebisongovu olwaki bayise okubalemesa okuvuganya.
Bye bakola bimenya amateeka ate nga bo be bandisaanye okubanga bakwataganya amateeka.
Okwesimbawo tikwatonderwa Museveni yekka ne banne. They stand warned nti singa batiisatiisa abantu baffe tujja kuvaayo tutegeeze enseero nti waliwo ekyetaagibwa okukolebwa ku gavumenti ero.
Aba The Democratic Alliance bagamba nti yadde nga ab'obuyinza babataddeko akazito bo si baakupondoka era nga bajja kugenda mu maaso n'okukozesa emirembe basobole okutuuka ku nkyukakyuka ze baluubirira.
Naye bwe tunaaba tunyigiriziddwa situgenda kubeera awo tutunule ng'eddembe lyaffe liggwawo.
Singa ttooki y'ensi yonna emulisibwa mu Uganda nti waliwo ekikyamu ne Security Council eyinza okubaako action yeteekinga n'olwekyo bino si bya muniino.
Nga bwe basala entotto ku bwe banaayita mu kalulu ka 2016 nga bawanguzi ab'omukago batubuulidde nti bakyalina essuubi nti kikyasoboka Paalamenti okuyisa ennongoosereza mu mateeka g'ebyokulonda yadde nga kumpi ebiseera biweddeyo.
There was a referendum law that was debated in seconds in Parliament. In seconds.
We remain solidly committed to pushing for free and fair.
They talk about 18th of July as the day when they are going to introduce electoral laws. We would like to tell the Speaker offhand that this question of stopping and suffocating speakers in Parliament must stop.
This Parliament is going to be delayed, and the reforms will not come.
Mbabazi ne Besigye poliisi egamba nti ebakutte lwa kulemererwa kutuukiriza biragiro by'etteeka erifuga enkuŋŋaana. Abamu lye bagamba nti Mbabazi yali musaale mu kulibagana okuliyisa ate nga kati lye limusibya akalipo.
But when the law is bad, it should be abused. So I think the point of the Honourable Mama Mbabazi is that in its form, let it be respected. But that does not take away the fact that this was a law which was brought in bad faith. It was a law intended to curtail association freedoms.
President wa FDC retired Major General Mugisha Muntu ategeezezza nga bwe bayimiriza mu nteekateeka zaabwe ez'okutalaaga eggwanga olw'ebyo ebiguddewo.
Campaign activities ez'oludda olwaffe olwa Muntu for Uganda tugenda kuzikola ki? Kuziyimiriza okutuusa lwe tunagonjoola ensonga zino.
Besigye ne Muntu be basunsulwamu okuvuganya ku ani anaakwata bendera y'ekibiina mu 2016. Honest Wisdom Kiyonga, NTV akawungeezi.
Webale nnyo Honest Wisdom Kiyonga ku mawulire ago agakwatibwa kwa Dr. Kizza Besigye ne Amama Mbabazi kutwagala naawe otuwe endowoozayo olwaliro mu katundu kali akakiki kyolowooza. Twebuuza olowooza ki ku kya poliisi okulemesa Mbabazi okugenda Mbale nga kwotadde okumukwata? Olowooza ki ku kya poliisi okulemesa Mbabazi okugenda Mbale nga kwotadde n'okumukwata? Endowooza giteeke ku page yaffe eya Facebook. Gavumenti erabudde nga bwegenda okuyigga bamuwola nsimbi oba money lender abeegumbulidde omuze ogw'okunyaga abantu be bawola ssente nga bakozesa olukujjukujju okukakana nga babatutteko n'ebintu bye batakkaanyaako mu ndagaano kwe beewolera ssente.
Nalwazi omukazi wange ng'ali ku kitanda nga mu nsawo n'emitwalo 5 n'enziruke wa money lender. Saawa eyo yannyamba nampa ssente. Ayagala nti bw'oba ompa ennyumba olina okunteekerako naki ne kaadi. Ne mugala nedda sijja kisobola. Nanga nti naye olw'okuba nali njagala ssente.
Omusajja ono agamba nti alifa tazzeemu kwewola ssente okusinziira ku muwola nsimbi oba manerenda kye yamutuusaako.
Ku saawa envannyuma yakwata pikipiki yange n'agisika n'agikuba ekawempe nanyo muwa ssente. Kyokka ono gwe yansindikira ssente zonna nga azimuwa.
Mu lukuŋŋaana lw'abawozi b'ensimbi lwe babaddemu n'omubaka wa gavumenti mu Kampala Aisha Kabanda, bano bakakasizza nti bangi ku bo tebalina bisaanyizo bituufu bikola mulimu guno.
Kubanga naffe tetuli badona, naffe tuliwo kubaawo ate tetulina mirimu mirala gye tugenda okukola. Ffe tusazeewo nti guno gwe mulimu gwe tusobola.
Wateeka okubeerawo enkola etunuulira engeri gye weeyisaamu mu kitundu n'engeri gye weeyisaamu abantu tusinziire okwo tusalewo tujja kuwa layisensi y'omwaka oguddako.
Wano gavumenti wetegereza nti baleeta ekikwekweto tukoowenja ekigenda okufuuza abo bonna abatalina bisaanyizo mu mulimu guno.
Ate tugenda kubakwata aba operating nga temulina license, tugenda kubagoba e Kampala mugende mukolere awalala kubanga mwe mubba abantu baffe.
Bamuwola nsimbi bano nabo bannyonnyodde okusoomoozebwa kwe basanga mu mulimu gwabwe.
Waliwo abalala ne bw'omuwagunde n'ogiteeka wali ku mmeeza agamba nze saagala kusoma ndaga we nina okusayininga kubanga ye tageti ye ssente.
Oluvannyuma bakkaanyiza nti basseewo akakiiko akagenda okuwandiisa abo bonna abeenyigidde mu mulimu guno. Dini Lubowa Sava, NTV Akawungeezi.
NTV Akawungeezi tukyagenda mu maaso eddakiika 21 zeziise ku ssaawa emu. Katuwummulemu katono nnyo, nina bingi mu kitundu ekyokubiri twabisobwa. Abakazi be baboyeko omuceere Busi yabatemye emiranga egyanaamiriza abayise. Ate ye Asuman Muddu eyakwatibwa wamu ne Ponsiano Lwakataaka kkooti emusibye mayisa bamulanga ttemu eryali Rakaye. Tovaawo.
Olugero lwa leero lukutuusibwako Movit okwekakasa ku lunaku lwonna.
Ezenkanankana n'ebisiki tezaaka. Ekisiki kye kiduli ky'omuti. Bw'okiteeka mu kyoto tekisobola kwaka okuggyako ng'okyasizaamu enku. Olugero luno lutegeeza nti abantu tebenkanankana. Waliwo abasukkulumye ku bannaabwe era bw'ogezaako okubenkana nga tonnatuusa oyinza okuviiramu awo. Kuuma olubu teweegulumiza ku bakulu ojja kutuuka gy'olaga mu mirembe.
Okwekakasa ku lunaku lwonna.
Effective Monday, 6 July, screening time for your favorite drama series, The Hostel, is Monday at 7:35 p.m. Behind Closed Doors will air Wednesday to Friday at 8:05 p.m. and repeats on Saturdays at 3 p.m. Brave Woman will be showing on Tuesdays and Wednesdays at 10 p.m. and repeats will air on Thursdays and Fridays at 11:30 a.m.
Now, not so many people will prophesy and give an accurate or an exact date. Prophet Elvis, before this event, said there's going to be a tsunami on the 26th, that's Boxing Day, 2004, and it came to pass.
But our brother, Elvis Mbonye, has given a new angle and a new face that gives hope that our nation, after all, still has a chance.
So what really is prophecy? Well, when you see prophecy, when you encounter prophecy, you will know what it is.
On the next episode...
Babu, since the time Suraj has been registered for this competition, I am noticing since then that you are very worried about it. Why are you worrying so much, Babu?
Sandhya, I didn't know there were so many people in Delhi. Where are we supposed to go? We don't know anyone here.
Suraj, you don't worry about it. The organizers of the competition have sent Mr. Malhotra to receive us and he will escort us.
Kiki ky'olowooza ne Samona.
Kiki ky'olowooza? Twakubuuzizza ky'olowooza ku kukwatibwa kwa Mama Mbabazi n'okumukwata sako kumulemesa ogenda Mbale. Ku Facebook, Moses Kiyimba agamba gavumenti eraze nnyo obutiiti mamba ku bantu abatalina mmundu, naye Mr Mbabazi abadde nga tafaayo nga gavumenti ekwata abo abagivuganya kakirabe nti kibi nnyo mu mateeka ge yasindiikiriza okuyisibwa Parliament. Omuzira Koba Hani Ronald agamba oyo si katemba, muzibuka amaaso mukimanye nti NRM si kibiina kya Museveni so Mbabazi wa ddembe okujja. Ate Kizito Derek agamba tubadde tetufunanga muntu assa Museveni ku bunkenke nga Mama Mbabazi era nga asisuubira muntu alijja Museveni, naye kati mulabyeko alabika yamutidde ne mukamyufu ka NRM. Ku luno kakibe ki Museveni agenda. Tanasi Shabomwe agamba ekyambabazi ng'omuntu si nsonga era kakimutuukeko kubanga amateeka ge bamukwatiramu gakolebwa nga akyali mu kintu, naye ddala banaabaganya okunoonya obululu oba banalemesebwa. I pity my country Uganda. Kibanja Vincent yagamba tewali kipya bye bakola kati bangi nnyo babikoze, naye ekibuuzo kiri nti gwe ow'amaanyi essaawa eno nga Kaweesi weetegese otya ng'otuuse mu mbeera eno enkya. Nkyeyongerayo Roberto Kimbugwe agamba poliisi kyekola kibi nnyo okubeera ku sayidi emu, naye kibeera biranja beera babongera tutumu. Mukwaya Faizo agamba kyewuunyisa okubanga bawadde ab'Embale ssente baleme kujja ku lukuŋŋaana lwa Mbabazi. Muteteeze ba Faizo singa otuwadde ku bujulizi twandiyongedde okukakasa byoyogera. Kanengerayo ne Wasike Shafika agamba poliisi yandibadde yeegendereza nnyo obutakozesebwa abantu abaali ku byabwe. Abantu emitwalo 10 n'omusobyo bonna tebasobola kuba bakyamu Mbabazi nga Munnayuganda ne Dr. Besigye baddembe okutalaga eggwanga nga mulimu gwa poliisi okubaawo obukuumi so si kubakwata. Mucyo n'eriffe bannayuganda tukirabe nti Uganda poliisi erina gwekolera naye teriiwo kulwa bannayuganda. Kansembyeyo Ivan Woods Kasuja poliisi eyongedde ettutumu eri Mama Mbabazi wamu ne Besigye era kino kiraga lwatu nti mu Uganda temuli nkola ya demokrasiya. Kanjira nkomekerezaawo n'ebirowoozo byammwe akaseera we kanabakaŋŋanyiza nja kudda ate nsomeyo ebirala.
Samona Hair Relaxer ne Samona Hair Food asangibwa wonna. Jukira endabikayo ky'ekitiibwa kyo.
Mu birala poliisi y'e Masaka ekutte abasajja 2 ku bigambibwa nti bazze beenyigira mu kutta aba bodaboda. Bano okukwatibwa basangiddwa nga baliko bodaboda gye babadde batunda mu kibuga ky'erya Ntonde egambibwa okuba nti yabbibwa ku Didas Muhumuza eyattibwa mu bitundu by'Embalala.
Maiko Sekamanyanga muvuzi wa bodaboda mu Kisenyi Kampala ne munne Medi Musoke ng'ono emirimu gyagikolera Bushenyi n'Embalala bakwatiddwa okuva erya Ntonde nga baliko bodaboda gye batunda. Tutegeezeddwa nti bodaboda esangiddwa n'ababiri bano yali ya Didas Muhumuza kati omugenzi nga yakubwa ennyondo ku Lwokubiri lwa wiiki eno n'oluvannyuma ne bakuliita ne bodaboda ye.
Tugenda ngula akuma natikati oli yaleetanga n'angamba twalwani oyo wasemide ono.
Era tukitegeddeko nti ababiri bano bazze basongebwamu nnyo oluno olw'abavuzi ba bodaboda abazze battibwa.
Nze apa ne badde envuga oli ng'akuba ennyondo nze neevuga. Ani akuba ennyondo? Oli Bowazi.
Omuduumizi wa poliisi mu bitundu by'e Masaka Maxwell Ogwal atutegeezezza nti bano balina bannaabwe abalala be bakolagana nabo abakyanoonyezebwa.
Every day, that is their work. They must rob a motorcycle. If they rob, they kill you. They go and sell a motorcycle. They bring to Masaka and sell.
Ogwala atubuulidde nti okuva omwaka guno lwe gwatandika ababodaboda abawerera ddala 10 battiddwa ne pikipiki zaabwe ne zitwalibwa. Abavuzi ba bodaboda abasimatuka okufa bagenze ku poliisi y'e Masaka okulaba era abamu batulaze n'enkovu ze basigaza.
Basaana kufa bufi
teri kusoka kubanga bumusebe era ajja kuvaayo akole ki ademu ajabbe
jomu wakati nanga machuka tuddeyo fetusinka n'oyo omunene kati awo mukukyuka bo batandikira kati awo simanyi wawansi awo namalawo essaawa nnamba nze okuddeyo
zibiddwa piki eziwera 7 naye nk'oyo obubbi abantu batubbye nnyo
abamu baninyiza poliisi olw'obutabawa babbi kubeekolerako
kyembadde nsaba poliisi yandibadde batukwasa netwalyako amateeka mu ngalo.
Abakazi babiri nga basuubuzi ba muceere beekoze obukolomooni ku nsalo e Busia. Bano babadde ku ofiisi z'ekitongole kisolooza omusolo wano mu ggwanga ki Uganda Revenue Authority. Abakazi bano bakira beevulunga mu ttaka babadde bawakanya ekyabakulu mu URA okubawa ebyamaguzi byabwe. URA egamba omuceere gwa bano gwabadde gukukusiddwa okuva e Kenya.
Aisha Namboze omu ku bakazi bano ababiri be baguzi byabwe yatemye omulanga ko n'okulayo enduulu ng'ogamba afiiriddwa muntu. Ono yabadde alaga obutali bumativu bwe olw'abakungu ba URA okubawa ensawo ze ez'omuceere 8 ate ng'agamba nti yabadde asasudde omusolo gwazo.
Ku lupapula nasudde emiswalo wamu 800 obuceere 6 kanange nembala nti obubiri buno bwe bunankolerako bontuuka wano ku gate ate kapiteeni n'akwata n'agamba ddayo n'omuceere gwo gwonna osasule ate bupya.
This is a lady, first of all, who was got smuggling 8 bags of rice because we looked at her paper and we found she had only paid for 6.
Kyokka abakazi bano si be bokka ababadde beemulugunya ku nsonga y'okubinikibwa emisolo wane Busia. Waliwo n'abatunzi b'ebyennyanja nabo abambalidde URA mu kitundu kino nga bagamba nti bakooye okugibwangako ssente ze batategeera nga zeerimbise mu misolo.
Naye omusajja yaze wa revenue ali ku customs takkiriza byennyanja kusala kuva Uganda kudda Kenya. Agamba kiro 10 agamba emitwalo 3 ng'ate dues zonna maze zisasula.
Kyangamba nti nyina okuzazula simanya 0.5 0.05 ntandika nti obisasula ebyo ku kasero kano.
Taxes are supposed to be paid by every law-abiding citizen and whoever is supposed to pay the tax.
Ate bwe tuddayo e Buddu, kkooti enkulu e Masaka ng'ekulirwa omulamuzi Judas Keitirima esingisizza Asman Mudu omusango ogw'obutemu n'emusindika mu nkomyo amaleyo obulamu bwe bwonna. Ono avunaanibwa emisango gye gimu n'omuvuzi w'emmotoka z'empaka Ponsiano Rakataka nga gya butemu.
Poliisi ekedde kuyibwa ku kkooti e Masaka mu ngeri etali ya bulijjo. Kino kiridde olunaku mulindwa omulamuzi kwasaliddwa omusango gubadde guvunaanwa Asman Mudu. Poliisi ebadde yeekengedde tewayinza okubaawo obuvuyo. Zibadde ziwera ssaawa 3 ez'okumakya Asman Mudu n'aleetebwa mu kkooti era n'alabise nga mukkakkamu. Omulamuzi amusingisizza emisango gy'obutemu 9 gye yakkiriza edda nti yagizza. Era omulamuzi Eldis Keitirima yalangiddwa okusoma ensala ye okukakkana nga Asman Mudu emisango gimusinze. Era omulamuzi n'amusindika mu kkomera okumalayo obulamu bwe bwonna. Kinajjukirwa nti ono avunaanibwa emisango gye gimu n'omuvuzi w'emmotoka z'empaka Ponsiano Rakataka n'abalala 2 nga kigambibwa nti mu mwezi gwa January 2013 benyigira mu kutta abantu 9 nga bafamire emu era kaayi. Rakataka ne banne abalala emisango gino baajegaana.
Enjogera egamba nti obulema si buteesobola etuukidde bulungi ku mukazi Jessica Cox nga wa myaka 32 yazaalibwa nga atalina mikono. Ono yagaana okwekubagiza n'asalawo okukozesa ebigere bye nga kati we twogerera avuga n'ennyonyi.
Jessica Cox nga wa myaka 32 yazaalibwa talina mikono. Yadde nga baamufunirayo gye wandiise gy'ekimpatiira gino oluvannyuma yagigaana n'asalawo okukozesa ebigere mu kukola emirimu gya bulijjo. Okuva olwo teyadda mabega ng'agezaako okulaga nti asobola bulungi okukola emirimu abantu abalina emikono gye bakola. Emyaka 5 egiyise yafuuka omukazi asooka nga talina mikono okufuna layisinsi ey'okuvuga ennyonyi ng'akozesa ebigere. Ono era yafuuka omuddugavu asoose mu America nga talina mikono okuwangula omusipi mu mpaka za taekwondo. Asobola bulungi okuvuga emmotoka, okubaako by'awandiika ng'akozesa kompyuta ssaako n'okukuba ennanga. Ono agezaako okulaga abantu abalala nti obulema si buteesobola. Mu 2008 Jessica Cox yagenda mu kitabo ky'ebyafaayo ekya Guinness Book of Records bwe yafuna layisinsi mu kuvuga ennyonyi, era bw'atyo ng'asobola bulungi okugibonga ng'akozesa ebigere. Ono mufumbo era nga bba ye Patrick Chamberlain.
NTV yakawungezi tukyagendera ddala mu maaso naye katusooke tuwummulemu tufune n'akatale k'ensimbi. Akatale k'ensimbi kakutuusibwako
ICEA Group. To make it in this financial jungle, you need an ally. Welcome to the new ICEA Group, your one-stop shop for all your insurance, pensions, and investment solutions.
NTV, turning on your world. Today's highlight.
When I found out about this awful injustice that happened to you, I wanted to come to see you and tell you that you have my support.
What a shame, Dad. You don't even know me. You don't know what I'm capable of.
You are not going to walk out of this house, Corolla, because you don't have anywhere else to go.
Do you want to bet?
Today's highlight.
And the change of government won't stop a thing. I've run out of fingers counting the number of multinationals sitting up here. What about the 3 companies that announced their plans to launch last week? I say they're shortly. Me, I'd be looking to sell. At what price? More. Much, much more. I don't know who you are or how you know these things, but one thing I'm sure of, you're in the wrong job. Here, call me tomorrow at 9 o'clock in the morning. I'd like to hear more from you.
Are you ready for your big break? The East African, understanding the region. Watching Morning at NTV.
Kamera za mama.
Well, we are glad you've joined us, and it is a Friday. I'm so glad to be here, and I'm glad you are watching from wherever you are, either in the comfort of your home, probably your car, if you have a mobile device and you have downloaded the NTV Mobile, or maybe you are already in office. You're one of those early birds who gets to office early. Well, a very good morning. My name is Mebo Mwetejerize, and this is Morning at NTV. Brian, I'm told you are ready now. Okay, as we wait for Brian, let's start off with Doreen Kanyesije, Designing Your Destiny.
Hi, and welcome to Designing Your Destiny on Morning at NTV. My name is Doreen. So yesterday we talked about the importance of transcending your limiting beliefs. So today I want to talk about the vitality of having a persistent attitude. Have you heard about the fascinating story of the Chinese bamboo tree? Now, when the seed of a Chinese bamboo tree is planted, this seed does not sprout for as long as 4 years. So the farmer has nothing to show for his hard work for all the 4 years that he actually nurtured and took care of the plant. But here's what I find fascinating. In the 5th year, this Chinese bamboo tree seed actually sprouts out of the ground, and guess what? It grows 80 feet within 6 weeks. Wow. What an astonishing story of the power of persistence. Listen, in spite of the fact that you may be going through a very hard time now, in spite of the fact that you work day and night trying to take care of your dream, nourishing your dream, and nothing seems forthcoming, it's imperative for you to understand, it's imperative for you to remember that life is much akin to the Chinese bamboo tree. Sometimes we do all it takes. Sometimes we indulge in all the positive, all the positive actions that are important for this dream to grow. But you know what? Nothing, more often than not, nothing seems forthcoming. But I want to encourage you today. Don't you dare give up. Don't you dare throw in the towel. Persist, because your season of fulfillment is only around the corner. And as the great Calvin Coolidge once said, nothing, and I mean nothing, can take the place of persistence. So persist and achieve your dreams. Thank you so much for watching.
Well, we will have, later on, thank you, Doreen, for that. We will have the big story where, after what happened yesterday, I'm sure many of you want to know what it is we are talking about. We'll be having a lawyer from the NRM joining us. We'll have Everyday Life, a lady guitarist, and obviously all the weekend sport. But first, the news where former Prime Minister Mbabazi was released from jail after being detained at Kira Road Police Station for close to 12 hours. He was barred by the police from proceeding to Mbale to hold consultations with the electorate. Mbabazi was arrested at Njeru just outside Gingertown at about 9:30 and driven back to Kira Road Police in Kampala. Opposition politicians criticized the arrest but expressed hope that this is a new advent in their struggle. Moses Akena reports.
John Patrick Amama Mbabazi drove out of his home in the Kampala upscale residential area of Kololo at 7:50 a.m. this morning. His convoy of 2 cars easily negotiated a traffic jam on Jinja Road. However, he was briefly stopped alongside other travelers at Lugazi town, 38 kilometers from Kampala. He was also stopped in Njeru near Jinja town and allowed to go. However, police inspected vehicles transporting journalists before they were allowed to proceed.
Even the engine.
Yeah, we want you people to be safe.
We be safe from our ourselves.
Yeah.
Why are these other ones passing?
Which other one?
This one has passed, the other one is there at taxi.
Mbabazi was eventually arrested as he approached the main bridge in Jinja town.
I'll make a statement. Don't worry about it.
He was driven back to Kampala in a police pickup truck amidst protests from youthful crowds. Police's Director of Operations, Andrew Felix Kawesi, says Mbabazi ignored police orders.
And I gave him 2 options, either to go back to Kampala in his own car, or I use reasonable force to arrest him. And he opted for that. We have arrested him under preventive action.
The convoy carrying Mbabazi arrived at Kira Road Police Station in Kampala at 11:50 a.m.
I'm a general here.
Police barred many visitors, including General David Sejusa and MPs, from speaking to him inside the police station.
It's very undemocratic. Yeah, it's been coming slowly, but I didn't expect it to reach this level, and I hope it won't deteriorate further.
Now I think for me, Angov is gone. Of former Prime Minister, of Secretary General, now he must commit ideological suicide, ally with the population, go into the trenches. To remove Museveni is going to be trench warfare.
However, there was a confrontation between the police and a group of youth supporting Mbabazi.
Supporting your mama Mbabazi is not an offense. Where are you taking?
It is 5 p.m. now, and John Patrick Amama Mbabazi has been held here at Kira Road Police Station for just over 6 hours. Apparently, there's a deadlock on the charges put against him by the police, and it's not clear if this is going to deter him from going up country for these consultations. It is said police wanted him to sign a form that did not have a charge.
But nobody can write a statement without knowing the charge against which he's writing a statement.
His team of lawyers continue to engage the police, demanding his release.
His plans, he says, are not deterred. Today, Mbale could have been disorganized. Others remain unchanged because he's within the law. And we believe the people to arrest and bring here are those breaking the law.
You know, when you do something which undresses your enemy, which helps to clear the air, it's a wonderful thing. So, Mr. Mbabazi, it's a victory for him, but it's not enough.
Mbabazi said on Monday that he will not be deterred by the police from holding consultative meetings across the country. Stripped of the trappings of power, Mbabazi remains held at the police station as he seeks his next move to reach out to the electorate in his attempt to defeat his former master at the ballot in 2016. Moses Akena, NTV.
I think some of us never thought we would ever see that day. Mbale town was the scene of heavy deployment of police and armored vehicles earlier in the day as police moved to block the planned consultative meeting by former Prime Minister Mama Mbabazi. Police arrested 5 members of Mbabazi's advance team who were preparing the meeting. But shortly after, the town returned to normalcy after Mbabazi was stopped in Jinja. Sheila Nduhutire reports from Mbale.
Tension and uncertainty could be felt in Mbale town as hundreds of police officers were deployed in the major streets ahead of the first consultative meeting by former Prime Minister Mama Mbabazi. The operation was commanded by Sam Omala, the senior police officer famous for the crackdown of opposition-led walk-to-work protests and arresting former FDC President Dr. Kizza Besigye. 4 trucks carrying quiet police officers, an armored personnel carrier, commonly known as Mamba, and another truck for crowd control could be seen patrolling the streets. But Omala declined to speak to NTV when asked to explain the unusual police deployment. A number of shops were open, but many others remained closed, with the owners preferring to keep away.
Listen quickly. I've not been aware of this meeting. This meeting to me is illegal. You are aware of the Public Order Management Act. You should have followed it.
5 members of Mbabazi's advance team who arrived here earlier to organize the consultative meeting were picked up and taken to Mbale police station. Police said they were arrested for holding an illegal meeting.
The belt, you want your belt? Those
On Tuesday, the team had deposited 1.9 million shillings to hire a hall at Mbale Resort Hotel, the venue of the intended meeting. But the hotel managers told NTV that the police advised them to cancel the booking. Later, opposition FDC Party Secretary General and Budadiri West MP Nathan Nandala Mafabi offered his compound as an alternative venue. But police ordered the participants, numbering about 500, to leave the venue and warned them against holding any other meetings.
Twagala tumulabeko kwanza kuyeke tuve wano oba tusula wano tujja kusula tyagazi sikizibu tukwata amazi tueke mu maaso gaffe tukume Mbabazi ajje.
We are waiting whether the government to leave Mbabazi to reach out to people and let him air his views to us, and it is up to us to judge.
The Mbale meeting was going to be the first of other 25 meetings that Mbabazi was planning to hold. But after today's events, it is still unclear whether Mbabazi will be able to proceed to Kapchora, Moroto, Soroti, Lira and Gulu as he had planned for the next 5 days. Shilan Huchere, NTV, Mbale District.
Former FDC President Dr. Kizza Besigye has been released after being held at Nagalama police station following his arrest yesterday morning. Besigye, who is also aspiring for the FDC presidency, was arrested at his home in Kasangati, with police saying his planned rally in the area disrupt business. At the rally, Besigye was due to launch his campaign for the for the position of party flag bearer. Police said Besigye was not following their orders.
Scenes like these have played out many times at former FDC leader Dr. Kizza Besigye's home here in Kasangati near Kampala. The police often camp here whenever they suspect Dr. Kizza Besigye will travel to the city center for a political activity. And so Dr. Kizza Besigye drove out of his home. He was surrounded outside the gate. He then moved out of the car and asked the police why they were blocking him.
But you have an idea that this is not a prison. My home is not a prison.
No, it's not a prison.
So why do you try to imprison me in my home?
Please.
Dr. Kizza Besigye had planned a series of rallies in Kampala and neighboring areas as he begins his 2-month campaign to become the presidential flag bearer for 2016. He's competing with FDC President Major General Mugisha Muntu.
Because of some reasons, we received a letter. The letter was received, and the due diligence was made, and the reply was made to you, to Honorable Kanya.
If they are holding, why should I stay at home?
I know you are likely to cause mayhem in the city center and some other places.
But you have an idea that this is not a prison.
He was then ordered to enter police car.
Board the cruise.
But some of Besigye's supporters turned their wrath to the police officers. Instead of driving him to American Embassy, the police vehicle took Dr. Kizza Besigye to Nagalama Police Station in Mukono District, where he was detained. He has been detained here a number of times after arrest in Kampala. Some police officers assaulted the journalists who had trailed the car carrying Besigye from Kampala.
You will suffer, all of you.
Who are you?
Maurice Ochol, NTV.
Well, that's the news coming to you live here from the Kampala Serena Hotel. We now cross over to the gentleman. Now, I was looking through today's Daily Monitor and I saw that in Parliament it was mixed. Some people were actually saying, NRM people were saying that it is good Mama Mbabazi has tasted a bit of this Public Order Management Act that he was very strongly for during his time in Parliament. Brian.
But Bukenya, who is the former vice president, and he says that never in his long life has he seen this government panic to this extent. They have refused to listen to us on electoral reforms. The police are being used to harass opponents. Museveni must be prepared for the consequences. Well, implication of Mbabazi's arrest yesterday. That's coming up as we take a look at Daily Monitor, Observer, and the Red Pepper that are all awash with the arrest of the ex-premier, Mama Mbabazi. The day after Mbabazi's arrest, July 10th, are we going to remember July 9th as that? like 50 years from now, those who will be working on NTV will say, this a time in history, Mbabazi was blocked from going to Mbale.
Oh, but that means that no more action is going to happen. I prognosticate a lot more action coming up, so just keep watching. Yesterday, as all this was playing out as a newsroom, I got some popcorn and I began to watch.
Many people say, well, Mbabazi was actually not arrested.
Was he not? What do you mean by arrested? It's just that we are used to being arrested, grabbed and thrown on.
He was escorted. And our definition of arresting is exactly that. The Besigye kind of bundling, thrown under something, and some of us can't wait to see that happen. And when that happens to Mbabazi, then we'll know he's probably serious about what he's saying.
It might not happen to the tune we want it to happen. Why? Because you see, Mbabazi is not an obstreperous man. What that means is that he's not unruly, and you know, all over the place. He doesn't come off as defiant. When they say, all right, can we go together? He says, all right, let's go. But of course, Besigye will put up a fight and so on, and the others. It's just different personalities, really. So I doubt you're going to see
can be
Mbabazi
defiant, but
well,
I may not be too animated, but I can say I'm going to sit here, and I keep quiet. What do? You
Yeah,
will be forced to drag me because, you know,
Yeah, that's true. You will still drag him, but you see, it's different when, as you're dragging somebody, they're also putting up a bit of a fight.
And that's Besigye.
And, you know, yeah, because for him, he's saying, look, I know my rights and stuff like that. It's different personalities. You cannot say that this one is right, the other is wrong. They're just different. Mbabazi is calmer, he's a gentleman, and, you know, whether that works for him or not is a different story altogether.
What's the implication of this? Well, there's 25 consultative meetings, and he didn't even make the first one. And one of the things that confuses me is how police and the NRM government can be so I don't know, for lack of a better word, aloof of, like, how do you give Mbabazi this much mileage when you know he's the top story? He's going to be the top story until September, until February. How can you allow him to even leave his place? Like, if I was, you know, police, I would absolutely deploy at night and make him stay in his house. But you arrest him in Jinja?
Yeah, but either way, whatever you do, you deploy at his home, in Jinja, whatever the case might be, you're giving the man mileage. Yesterday, not just local media, but regionally, internationally, Al Jazeera, BBC, Associated Press, New York Times, all these were talking about the Mbabazi arrest, well, and Besigye too. And that's what Mbabazi wants. And look, he's actually not going to give up. You know, he's talking about these other consultative meetings. Truth is, he's not going to make it to any of them. But he's going to attempt to go to each one of them. Because you see, each time he attempts police comes in to stop him, and that's what makes news. And it's building him a lot of mileage. But I do not know, for goodness sake, if I was in the system's shoes, if I'm to say that. Let this man go, hold his consultative meetings. After all, they're even in town halls. And because you see what you're doing now, you're giving him a lot of mileage. I don't know why they don't see that. Because now there's deployment. Yesterday, Mbale was like a war zone, with all those mambas all over the place, and that's what makes news. People are thinking, who is this they've deployed for? Mbabazi. And so the name is becoming a brand of sorts.
Is it that powerful, okay, if they let him do his consultative meetings? Because I personally believe he cannot beat the president in an election.
Well, maybe he is. Otherwise, why are they so fearful of the man? Of course, many of us think he's probably not, but you see, when you see this panic button pressed again and again, you're thinking, maybe there's a lot more than meets the eye.
The state was fearful of Tamale Mirundi at the time when he was too vocal.
Oh, come on.
Listen,
what did they do to Tamale Mirundi?
Can I complete this? It was too vocal, was too panicked, closed the measures over Tamale Mirundi.
No, it wasn't Tamale, it was many. You know, these measures, by the way. And look, much of the time when you, excuse me, these members, once in a while I listened in a bit, and at some point I thought people were becoming, they were sounding war drums. You really do not want that, even though I think it's important that people express themselves. These measures need to return. But again, it's important that as people make their submissions, sometimes you'd hear tendencies of, no, but this is too sectarian, this is not right, So it wasn't just Tamale Mirundi, for goodness sake. There were just too many people out there.
The point I was making is that, well, won't the state panic over anyone who comes out strongly against what they say and how they say it, when they say it, where they say it. That's how the state operates.
Question.
And will deploy heavily regardless of who says what.
Question. Have they done the same for Gilbert Bukenya? He has had meetings, a plethora of meetings, by the way, all over the place.
Gilbert Bukenya had his share of, he was given his punishment, he served in jail. Later,
no, but right now he's been doing meetings in several places, by the way, Who has touched him?
No, between Bukenya and Mbabazi.
David said, that's the point. So it's because you see, when you say that the state will do that for anybody, no, otherwise it would have done the same.
The state did that for Bukenya and closed that episode.
No, but you see, you would think right now is the moment actually to build up this momentum, but they've given up on the man. Maybe he's not a big deal. David said, he has become, he's been in a way obliterated. Yeah, but it seems like Mbabazi is a big shot. I don't know. But for all intents and purposes, when you see what's going on, you're thinking, why are they so fearful of the man? Maybe he's a lot more powerful than we think. I don't know.
Maybe.
Maybe there's a lot more that meets the eye.
Well, this will be on the big story, so we won't talk a lot about that, but you can read, let me see, lots of, like a huge 2-page pictorial of that in the Daily Monitor. Arrest of Mbabazi supporters, those who are blocking the roads, his daughter here, and Madame taking lunch. Interesting. Also, the daughter who was detained along with the father. Yeah, the struggle continues. And also, Besigye, what a long day for Besigye to be arrested. He was the other story.
He was playing second fiddle. And you see, that's the point. You know, that goes to show you that, hey, these people are so timorous about the man in Mbabazi. They're worried. They're worrisome. Why? I don't know, but of course that and a lot more here. Opposition warning Museveni on arrests. House condemns Besigye arrest, ridicules Mbabazi. You alluded to that earlier on. And I was looking at this story and I was thinking, but you see, sometimes we expect our legislators to be, not to be vacuous.
What does that?
A vacuous person is one that exhibits lack of thought and lack of intelligence. And sometimes you see some of the lawmakers, not all of them, but some of them, you know, because you see there was one who said, for example, and a number of them actually, that Besigye, for example, for him it's okay because he had been nominated by the party. Yeah, so when they arrested him, police was wrong to do that. But it was right for police to arrest Mbabazi because he had not been nominated by the party. And I'm thinking, you are the legislators, you are the lawmakers. So when you make a statement like that, you want to buttress it with a law. You want to quote a law that actually you are alluding to when you say that. So which one are you talking about?
Mwanga Chivumbi is saying that Besigye was duly nominated by FDC. He informed the police.
Mbabazi didn't inform the police.
Well,
he wrote to the police a long time ago.
Wow.
He did. But you see, the point is, when people keep talking about the rules, what rules are those? You cannot just generically say the rules. When you talk about the rules, you quote them for us, you know, because you see, this whole throwing around things, you know, is gone against the rules and stuff. What rules? You tell us what those rules are, but nobody's being clear about that.
Well, that's for you to read about in the Daily Monitor here as South Sudan celebrated 4 years, and we'll see here the president joining South Sudan. The other day, Riek Machar issuing a 12-hour notice, but we are still waiting, and nothing has happened yet. But telling Salva Kiir and his government to quit, or something will happen.
That's another of those countries that needs prayers. We need prayers here, but maybe some need more. A lot more.
Fasting.
Quote of the day, this is made by Police Director of Operations Felix Kawesi on Amama Mbabazi. He refused to drive back to Kampala and we arrested him. He's been taken to a police station. Well, that was yesterday when they were asking him what's going on, etc., etc. You know, I looked at those images of police checking cars and hours to NTV, opening the bonnet, checking the engine. I was thinking, what, these guys are mechanics now? But of course it was a delay tactic because they wanted Amama Mbabazi to continue because they knew that the media was following him and filming this live, you know, tweeting and giving live happenings as everything did play out. So they were trying to slow him down, but Mbabazi is also sharp. He went slow because he knew I want these people, I need these people. They are giving me coverage, which I need.
So he had to wait. Well, interesting there. We're going to follow up on that story on the big story, so make sure you tune in. But also, in the pension probe, one of the Cairo ex-employers saying that our bosses told us to lie.
You see,
you may say this is you know, assassination of someone's character, religion. Mrs. Rahman Nachigos, we are in Ramadan, so she can't lie. Maybe it's important now to get all Muslim.
No, with all due respect, because even Christians during Lent, apparently that's when we are at our best, my friend. Even during that time, there's a lot of gross happenings.
You know, say our boss has told us to lie. Was she threatened with life in prison?
For me, that's not even the point. I'm not saying she is lying or she is actually telling the truth.
This is a very bold confession.
It's actually very possible, but you see the challenge with many a civil servant especially, when your boss tells you to circumvent the law, it's important you tell them to put it in writing, send you an email.
Have evidence.
Otherwise, you're just going to go running out your mouth saying you were forced to lie, and they will ask you for evidence.
Where? And bosses do that a lot, right?
Yeah, so that's why it's important. When you give me an instruction and I'm thinking, this does not seem to be in tandem with our regulations, you send me an email, write to me.
Yes,
and then I can implement.
On our conversation, please send an email to confirm. And usually they will not send that. They'll prefer phone calls. I've told you do this and this and this. Yeah.
You want things to be formal. Otherwise, in this case, when you say your boss has told you to lie and you don't have evidence, I hope she can eventually adduce that evidence. But otherwise, court will say she is the one who is lying.
Yeah.
So it's very important. You know, some of these, and I don't know why, for some reason, civil servants don't wake up. Maybe this will begin to slowly but surely wake them up. These phone calls, now do this, now do the other. Tomorrow, the fellow will look at you and disown you. Are you sure? Who was there? So yeah, that's the bit.
This should be some very good news for people who go to ShopRite Lugogo. KCCA closes that food section over poor hygiene.
Good news or bad news for those that have been buying from that place? They're thinking,
for those of us who don't eat at Lugogo, good riddance to bad rubbish. No, I don't know. I've made it a rule that in my head, every kitchen in this city is dirty except the one at my home.
That's a safe way to put it, because you see, in your home you know how you do whatever it is, you know what you clean and what you don't clean.
Yeah.
You know what is clean and what is dirty. You know.
So the moment I see, you know, I was eating food somewhere, and when I turned, I see this lady washing the plate. And that was history. I will never eat. And so she was telling some people, why doesn't Brian come here anymore? I told them, tell her why. So that she works on, you know.
But it's gone are the days when we would just look at the expiry dates. I think that's very important, but nowadays they tinker with them. You know, the other day we were looking at a product which has a manufacture date of 2016. And the expiration date, I think, is 2018. And we're thinking, I hope you guys are psychics or what? No, but that happens. You know, there will be error terms as they do those things. You know that they tinker with those dates. So it's not enough that you look at that. I don't know what we should do. I
ask people here, let me ask you a question. What color is yogurt? Guys, what color is vanilla yogurt?
I don't take yogurt that much. So
what color?
But is it?
No, not pink.
No, that's strawberry.
That's strawberry, right? Vanilla is what color? You guys don't eat yogurt. Yellow?
That's a Mbabazi supporter, that one. We are going to arrest you alone.
I eat yogurt. What color is it supposed to be?
I don't know. I don't eat yogurt that much. So, but you see, it's, I don't know, dirty white.
It's supposed to be dirty white.
Something of the sort. It's clearly not white. It's not yellow. It's not cream. It's some color there. It's a mixture of many things.
It's what?
But look, are you going to tell by the color?
I got this yogurt and I couldn't make out the color. I was like, guys, this yogurt is fake.
No, it was probably cocktail. A mixture of strawberry, vanilla, I don't know what. To Central Regional News now. Central Region, Kalangala gears up for Coronation Fit. That's somewhere in Kalangala. Then Western Uganda, Rwanda, Uganda in joint border policing. That is somewhere in Ntungamo, Eastern Uganda. Health Center suspends surgeries over power cut. That's Uganda for you. Investigate rise in albinism, government told. The other day there's a media house that was calling them creatures. I don't know if you, some reporter said these albino creatures. All right, Northern Uganda, work on bridge delays. That's not news, and a lot more that's trending.
Today is Friday, and in the Scoop magazine, you can read about how to be Flavia Tumusime. Many men watch news now. Many women are going to start watching news because of Joel Senyonyi.
What's your problem? They're looking for information. It's very important that people get information.
I
they get to know about Mama
Mbabazi to watch news because of Joel Senyonyi. You did well yesterday. So, you're going to read today, right?
We'll see.
Tune in.
I'm like Mbabazi. I will tell you when I will watch.
At 1 o'clock and watch Joel Senyonyi. Yeah.
Don't set people up.
Deliver the news. single women only.
So that what? So what happens thereafter?
You need, using your word, you need amelioration.
I need to be ameliorated.
But also, there are jobs in the Scoop magazine, Joel. Also, Miss Uganda is today. There are lots of
As looking at that pictorial, who do you think is going to win? These are how many people? 1, 2, 3, 4. That would be 21. Just point with your pen. Stop taking a very close look. Otherwise. None.
I'll have to.
But talking about none, Brenda Nanyonjo, the organizer here, says we are not looking for a beauty with porridge brains. But Brenda, why do you talk badly? Look, this is outgoing Miss Uganda, Brenda Kalanguka. Leah, rather. I'll tell you, I'm so proud of this young lady. The other day I interviewed her. That was, I think, the budget speech. And this young lady exudes a lot of confidence. She knows what she's up to. People have thrown mud at her. But why are you looking at me like that?
I'm listening to you.
Oh my goodness.
She exudes confidence.
She's a tenacious lady. One more, leave me alone. Observer. Let's look at the observer.
I am sure she has got the point. Quickly through the red paper. Also, Mbabazi is the topic here. 3-page spread plus all the pictures there. A mega tobacco company closed, and you can read about that. Also, an investor who speaks out on the Uganda-DRC border for it. Also, Besigye and Muntu not at war, as some people say. And Okumu Regan here emphasizing that.
But they're not. Yesterday, actually, General Muntu went to visit Dr. Besigye in police cell. And also he was saying, look, I'm also putting a hold to my campaigns just so that we sort this out, because you see, it's not fair that one candidate is blocked and another is allowed, and that guy is a gentleman.
Right.
He's a good man. Quickly through the Observer. Screaming headline here, abortion. It's not what you're thinking. They're talking about Mbabazi's consultative meeting that aborted. This man is seated like a boss. He's in police cells, but cross-legged.
Even if you are the policeman, would you throw Mbabazi in jail?
It reminds me of, remember that challenge? You see the way he's seated?
Yeah.
A policeman should have come here and
greeted him.
All right, how Mbabazi meeting aborted. 2016 UCC reads Riot Act for media. They're talking about media houses that apparently are fallacious in their reporting, putting out falsehoods. Who will be Bank of Uganda boss? You know that it's 6 months to the end of the current BOU governor's contract and term of office. So there's a couple of people here. There's Keith Muhakanizi, there's Dr. Wasa Balunya, Dr. Louis Kasekende, the deputy governor, and then there's Dr. Adam Mugume. Who would you root for?
My inclination is to Dr. Kasekende, because I know him as a Rotarian. So yeah.
So,
but he has done, I think, well, I can't say he has done a good job, but one thing I know is that Bank of Uganda has tried to do something about the dollar, which we shall be getting.
Yeah, as of yesterday, they actually apparently injected about $10 million US. They're trying to buttress it. It's a catch-22 because, again, their reserves, there's not much. Our reserves are $2.8 billion US. So you can't nibble away at that too much. It's tight. Even though that intervention worked kinda, because you see, opening it was 3,600.
Yeah.
By close of the day, 3,300 thereabout.
So it did something. We shall be getting in touch with Bank of Uganda officials to tell us more about that. We're coming up on the big story. Kashiringi will be here.
I hope he has some shillings.
Yes, I hope he...
No, but not you want dollars. The shilling has lost value.
Yes, the shilling is not... But he's going to be on the big story with Joel Senyi. Make sure you catch that. Mabel, again, Greece is in the headlines on the international scene. Please let us know about that and the rest of the stories. Later on Everyday Life, I'm going to be hosting a very beautiful lady with a soulful voice, Samantha Oero.
Hosting a beautiful lady?
Yes. You should.
What time is that going to be? I'll still be around.
At 8 o'clock. Yes, you'll still be around.
Sawa.
Mabel, over to you.
Thank you very much, Brian. Yes, indeed, Greece is still in the news, starting here with Al Jazeera. What went wrong? Without reforming Greece's public institutions, an exit from the Eurozone, maybe a drive into the wilderness. And quite an interesting article that you should read if you really want to understand what is happening in Greece. But on to Reuters now. They have sent a plan to the EU promising new tax hikes. This package of reform proposals is in in a race to win new funds to avert bankruptcy and will seek a parliamentary vote today to endorse immediate actions. In the latest proposals, Greece is asking for 53.5 billion euros to help cover its debts until 2018. A review of primary surplus targets and reprofiling the country's long-term debt. In turn, Athens has bowed to demands to phase out tax breaks for its islands, which are cash cows for the tourism industry, and to hike taxes on shipping companies. They are yet to get back to them to see if the proposals are agreed to. On to the Africa page here, BBC, they are talking about the arrests in Uganda that happened yesterday. Both Besigye and Mbabazi feature on the BBC Africa page. These two presidential aspirants talk. The story is there on the BBC page. Some interesting news here in football. The Malawi government says they do not have money to pay for a coach for the national team. They cannot hire an expatriate coach, according to them. We have tried and tested most of the coaches, and the remaining ones will not be good enough to find the top right candidate. The job is very demanding, and the expertise is very rare locally. Quite interesting. A whole country can't afford this. Well, maybe it's not a priority for them. And still in sport, Steven Gerrard is disappointed with Raheem Sterling. He says he is at the different end of the scale. Sterling has missed training through illness and does not want to go to the club's pre-season tour after a £40 million bid from Manchester City, I beg your pardon, was rejected. Henderson is set to be named captain. Now, a gentleman known as Captain Dragon has arrived in Zagreb to face murder charges after a decade-long fight against extradition. He's now an Australian, but originally from Belgrade, and he is suspected of war crimes. He was nicknamed Captain Dragon, and he is also accused of training recruits, killing people in combat, and interrogating enemy troops, as well as torture as well. And he has been in Australia, but the extradition has come to an end, and he is there in Zagreb at the moment. Moving on, the mother of the man who killed 38 tourists on a beach in Tunisia tells Sky News she believes her son was framed. She obviously, I think, wants to believe the best of her son, cannot believe he actually did that. And an interesting story here of a young lady, Candace Klein, the Chief Strategy Officer, talks about entrepreneurship and financial innovation. She serves as a General Counsel for Women Investing in Women, a global NGO focused on increasing the number of women in private equity and venture. An interesting story there. And the man said to be President Obama's top military advisor explains why Russia is the biggest threat to the USA. He goes on to say that they have a large nuclear arsenal, their destabilizing role in Ukraine, and the threat to NATO nations clearly shows that Russia is the biggest threat to the United States. Pope Francis is in South America, and he's calling world leaders cowards. He delivered a fiery denunciation of modern capitalism on Thursday, calling the unfettered pursuit of money the dung of the devil, and accusing world leaders of cowardice for refusing to defend the earth from exploitation. And some exclusive news here on Reuters. Japan is interested in joining a NATO missile building consortium that would give Tokyo its first taste of a multinational defense project, a move that the US Navy is encouraging because it could pave way for Japan to lead similar partnerships in Asia, according to sources. This would be interesting to see Japan joining in as well. And we will end with the fastest girl on the planet here, Candace Hill, talking to CNN. Her lengthy strides and frightening speed, reminiscent of Usain Bolt, and so are her winning margins as she leaves everyone else in the wake of her tracks. Morning at NTV will continue right after this break.
Watching Morning at NTV.
Do you make a lot of business deals too? Get 150 MTN to MTN minutes for 7 days.
Rise and make more deals for 7,000 shillings only. Dial *160*2#. Select a bundle.
Welcome to the new world.
MTN. Everywhere you go.
Too long after dark. On Wednesdays he's digging for insects and work. Cause every day there's a mild way to kill germs. On Fridays he goes with his dad for a walk. The next day he ate off the ground
with a fork.
With extracts from nature, my geisha won't burn.
Geisha Germiguard. Mild on skin, tough on germs.
Tuwaye.
ogambye yoweri kitegeeza
to restore back ojja kukiraba mu yoweri aga nti ndizaawo kalusejjera
yoweri suula ki
essuula ey'okubiri
oba Museveni yazze mu bapasita mumukolere campaign
tetulina kumukolera campaign
kaakati gwe musumba kimera mu kulaba okukuwa akalulu tukaleke kuba Katonda yasalawo
nedda yakutugamba nti tukasuule naye ye asalewo Katonda akyusa bukyusa n'aga nti oyo aveewo ate anaddewo tagenda kubanga ono
NRM yabwa Katonda
bw'avaawo aliddako kamubabulire bw'aliba agenda kuba mubi nnyo.
Tuwaye. You're watching Morning at NTV with Simon Kasiate, Mabel Kebirunji, and Brian Mulondo.
The talk yesterday was that he flouted regulations, and you could hear some say regulations of the NRM, some would say regulations of the Uganda Constitution. We're talking about the man Mbabazi. This morning we want to put a spotlight on the law as we think it should be or as it is. What law did this man flout? Within the NRM Constitution, within the Constitution of Uganda? Why was police clamping down heavily on him? We'll talk about that when we get back for the big story.
The Big Story brought to you by Taj Techno Bread, baked with perfection.
Joining me this morning is Hussein Kashilinji. He is a lawyer and a member of the NRM.
I'm a lawyer for NRM.
A lawyer for NRM.
Good morning.
There you are. You must be a worried man. Your name Kashilinji, the Shilinji is having trouble, and then Mbabazi seems to be giving you a bloody nose.
I'm a very confident man.
You are?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Good for you. Let's start plainly. What was Mbabazi's crime as of yesterday?
The straight answer should be ask the police.
Well, you're the NRM lawyer and you know about the law. So in other words, are you telling us that what police did was wrong? Because you interpret the law. Many of these police guys, sometimes you even ask them what law did he flout. Yesterday they were at odds to explain. So
was that the question you asked me?
Yeah, what crime did he commit?
Again, that's for police. But you asked me to tell you what the law is.
Did Mbabazi commit any crime as a lawyer when you interpret the law?
That's for police.
Oh, come on, Hussein.
But let me
you're the lawyers, you know what the law is, or so you say. So when you would clearly say this is the offense committed or otherwise.
Police intercepted him on his way to Mbale to attend a meeting or a consultation which police had not cleared. And I think they invoked provisions of the Public Order Management Act, which the Honorable Right Honorable Mbabazi knows very well. That's as far as it goes.
You keep talking about, well, by you I mean generally people within the NRM, and we interviewed a plethora of them yesterday. They keep alluding to which Mbabazi was actually at the forefront of the poem, that is. And for me, I think for now that's not too relevant. What's important is to look at the details of what it is. Question, you saw the Mbale meeting, the Mbale meeting, that was the day before yesterday. Honorable Irene Muloni, there was Mutende, there were the Simon Mulongos, and a couple of them. You know, that was a rally for President Yoweri Museveni, you, the lawyer within the NRM. So,
a demonstration maybe.
There you are. So the expectation is that that should have been cleared by police. NRM wrote, are you privy to that information? Well, maybe not His Excellency the President, but those that pushed for this, did they actually write, and did police write back to them saying it is okay, you can go ahead?
I don't know.
You're the lawyer within the NRM. You would be privy to information of
No, that was Irene Muloney and people in Mbale who were expressing their support for the incumbent. So I don't know. You should ask either Muloney who convened the demonstration or police whether they cleared it. My view is that since it was left to go on, it was cleared. That's what I can think. Because if it had not been cleared, it would not have taken place. Honorable Mbabazi's meetings were not cleared by police and they never took place.
Police keep saying that, look, our issue is you have not gotten clearance from the NRM.
Yes.
And you have not gotten clearance from the Electoral Commission. And the bit about the law that is very flummoxing there is, wait a minute, does somebody have to be given an okay by their political party to actually go ahead and aspire? Because you see, it's different from nomination and campaign. So if Hussein Kashirinje, a member of the to aspire for, say, MP Kampala Central, you need to write to the Secretary General of the party for them to give you an okay that now we have allowed you to aspire. Is that the way the law is? At least according to the NRM Constitution.
Let me make a short point, and I hope I don't sound too legalistic. The people of Uganda in 2005, in a referendum, voted to adopt the multi-party system of government. Hitherto, we were under the movement system, which was broad-based. People were standing on individual merit. We adopted a political, multi-party political system where now parties were allowed to organize and compete for power. So you can have political parties competing for power as well as independence. Parliament, following that, the referendum, it enacted the Political Parties and Organizations Act, which regulates and stipulates ways in which one can form a party, one can belong to a party, and how the party is run. That same act makes the Electoral Commission, the National Electoral Commission, the arbitrator and the regulator of all political party activities. All political parties have constitutions. The constitutions have to be in line with provisions of the Political Parties and Organizations Act. And the Electoral Commission, which is the regulator, must ensure that those constitutions of the different individual political parties conform to those provisions. If they don't conform, then they do not allow it to register. The Right Honorable Mbabazi was Secretary General of the NRM and its founding member when it became a political party. He was Secretary General for 10 years. He participated in making the constitution for the National Resistance Movement and all its other auxiliary regulations. Now, under the presidential, if I can come now to the current situation, Honorable Mbabazi has written to the Electoral Commission to say, I would like to go and consult as a presidential aspirant under Section 3 of the Presidential Elections Act. Now, the Section 3 indeed allows people aspiring to run for president to go out and consult for purposes of preparing for nominations as presidential candidates. That Section 3, if you go on, because they have been reading Section 3, but there's Clause 2 of Section 3, which says any person who intends to run, to consult and run for president, should prepare his campaign materials, his manifesto, and everything that he's going to use for his campaigns, submit them to Electoral Commission. Now, if, for example, the person is running as an independent, Electoral Commission is empowered under that law to give that person a logo to use as an independent. But if you are sponsored by the political party, then you use the political party logo. Now, when it comes to Honorable Mbabazi, he issued a video saying, I am going to run as flag bearer for NRM. He also wrote to the chairman of his party, who is President Yoweri Museveni, and said, I will be seeking. And there are many reasons he gave, but in conclusion, I will therefore be seeking to run as flag bearer for NRM. Under the NRM Constitution, for you to run as a flag bearer, there are certain steps that you go through. Central Executive Committee has to vet and approve your aspirations first. That is vetting your credentials as a member.
That's for the Mbale happening, right? For the delegates conference.
For NRM. Let's talk.
So they approve. Absolutely.
We can hold it anywhere else, but I'm talking about
whatever the case might be. But the approval by SEC is for the delegates conference. True or false?
Yes.
But Mbabazi was not seeking approval for the delegates conference, at least not yet. But you see, you have said so many things, and you seem to be absquatulating from my question. You see, when police says that, look, we are saying no to Mbabazi's meeting, why? Because he's not gotten clearance from the Electoral Commission, but also he's not gotten clearance from the NRM.
I could as well
I want to hound a little more on the question of, just a minute, Hussein, clearance from the NRM. I would like that you quote for us the law, the article, subsection, whatever the case might be, that says, look, for you to go actually and do the consultations and so on, Secretariat at the NRM has got to give you a go-ahead. Because we're not talking about the delegates conference here. We're talking about somebody going out there and telling people, I would like to aspire, you know, consult with them, etc., etc. Is there any provision within the NRM constitution that he should first seek clearance from the party?
First of all, I have made a very simple point, that if you want to use provisions of the Presidential Elections Act for purposes of aspiring, you have to be an aspirant. Now, an aspirant is a person who indeed intends to run for president. So under the Presidential Elections Act, it is that person who will be going around consulting with a view to prepare for his nomination as a presidential candidate. Can you therefore say that without leave of his party, the National Resistance Movement, Honorable Mbabazi can be nominated by Electoral Commission?
And that's what I would like you to prove.
No, I don't have to prove.
Within the Constitution, because you see, you're talking about the law, and the law, it's either A or it is B.
But, Chief, either you are not listening to me, or you don't want to understand what I am saying.
No, because
I have told you that there are two ways in which one can be an aspirant. You can be an independent aspirant, or you can be an aspirant sponsored by a political party. That is what Presidential Elections Act says. If it is your political party which has sponsored you, therefore you will be having its logo, you will have gone through the system under that political party that allows you to indeed be its aspirant. Remember that if the Right Honorable Mbabazi were to be cleared, were to be voted by NRM to become its flag bearer, even up to that point, he is still an aspirant. He only becomes a candidate when he's been nominated by the National Electoral Commission.
Granted, now that you talk about somebody has got to go through the system of the party, so what's the modus operandi of the NRM? What does one have to do? Do they write? Do they call for a meeting and it's voted on? What's the procedure like?
In fact, this morning, the chairman of the National Resistance Movement Electoral Commission, Tangaudoi, is going to be making an announcement setting out the regulations to be followed and the criteria that all interested parties that want to participate in the different electoral positions in NRM are supposed to undertake. In other words,
so you're telling us here now
it is going to announce the roadmap for selecting the leaders of the party. And that's what the Right Honorable Mbabazi should have waited for. But he's moving faster than the party. But he can't, so he has to choose. By the way, there is nothing wrong with Right Honorable Mbabazi consulting. He has been meeting delegations at his residence. You have been covering those delegations. And had police ever stopped them? They have never. But if you set out to go out and say, I am going to consult as this, you must have that legal backing. He doesn't have it. He cannot go and consult as an NRM aspirant, because he has not gone through the steps that would allow him to be the NRM aspirant. But he can go out and consult as Honorable Mbabazi, intending to stand as an independent.
Hussein,
because he has, first of all, he has a logo. I see a crane with something, go forward. He has a logo. That logo is not for NRM. NRM has its logo, you know it. We have a bus, you know it.
Well, that's an individual, and he's saying, look, this is what I want to be connected to, even though eventually I should be within the political party. But every individual can say, for me, this is what works for me. Go forward, it's a slogan, that kind of thing.
But can you be an independent and also a member of the NRM?
So who is the independent now? Mbabazi has not said he's independent.
But if he was NRM and proceeding to consult as NRM, why is he using a logo which is not for his party?
Hussein, what's excuse me? What's good for the goose should be good for the gander.
Yes.
You talk about Mbabazi going out there doing all this, and police on his meetings. Excuse me. The rallies, planned rallies, etc., etc. Whenever these young people go out with Mbabazi's t-shirts, they are clamped down, and police gives the same exculpation you're giving us here. It's not been cleared by the political party and that kind of thing. But you see, we have seen a myriad of meetings with the president's t-shirts. We've seen the president's billboards all over the place, posters all over the place.
You mean the
has
incumbent?
His Excellency President Museveni?
Do you mean the incumbent?
Absolutely. So has His Excellency the President gotten clearance from the party, the one you're talking about?
He is the
Mbabazi needs to
chairman.
get?
He is the chairman.
The chairman is
he
above
still
the
has
law?
a term. No, he's the chairman of the party. He still has a term.
Yeah, but he's campaigning for another term.
Haven't you seen people wearing Major General Gregory Mugishamonte's t-shirts?
That's not the point. The point I'm
No,
making here is this term, but he's campaigning for the next term, or at least people are campaigning for him for the next term.
I know you're interviewing me, but it is not proper for you to choose what the point is.
No, but you see, you're abstracting from the question.
No. You can give me the answer that you want to qualify as a point.
No,
but
the
the issue is, Yoweri Museveni is the chairman of the National Resistance Movement. He got a mandate. That mandate runs until we elect another person. So there is absolutely nothing wrong with people or members of NRM wearing t-shirts bearing the portrait of their chairman. Nothing.
Granted. But you see, they've not only worn those t-shirts, they go out and say, he's our candidate for 2016, he's our sole candidate, and so on. Now, that speaks of another term. Help me understand.
But
here.
do you think I can stop you, for example, from saying that you support Honorable Mbabazi? I don't know whether you do. But if you did, in fact, do you think I would stop you?
Well, we have seen police clamping down on those that are supporting him. And for me, my question is, because you know the law, so you help us understand. The chairman is granted to campaign, or at least his people, his the ministers and all those that have been going around campaigning for 2016 sole candidature and so on. It's okay for the chairman, according to the law, to campaign for the next term, but it's not okay for anybody else to campaign for the next term.
Do you have a clip in your videos of President Yoweri Museveni campaigning for the next election?
Well, leave alone President Museveni, he might not have come out as himself, but you see, there's been people out there, young people, ministers, we have seen that happen. Because you see, in the case where Mbabazi's people were clamped down, he was not even there. These were youth that are going out there and saying, Mbabazi is our candidate, and police clamped down on them, giving that alibi of, you see, he's not gotten clearance from the party. So when we see ministers, when we see people within the NRM going out there and campaigning for the president, he might not even be in the country, for goodness sake. Maybe he doesn't even know about it. The president, I don't know. But you see, what you seem to be telling me is that is okay because he is the chairman. Is that what I hear you say?
Yes.
So the chairman is granted by the NRM constitution to campaign for the next term, but it's not okay for any other member of the party to do so.
Do you want us to just keep repeating ourselves? I have said, you've seen the chairman campaign.
Well, we have seen people campaigning for the chairman.
Yeah, but that's not the chairman. That's different.
All right. So what you're telling us here and now is that for as long as Mbabazi is not campaigning for himself, if people go out there and campaign for him without him, then it's okay. Is that what you're saying?
What I am saying is that there is nothing wrong with people expressing their support for the incumbent.
For the incumbent, but there's something wrong with people expressing their support for somebody who wants to take a position, somebody who's not an incumbent.
But he has not been cleared by his party. He may not even...
Has the incumbent been cleared by the party?
But he's not campaigning.
But people are campaigning for him. I don't know why we are mixing this up. I thought it's very simple to understand. Look, Mbabazi's supporters go out there. Just a minute.
Maybe that's the reason I'm not
Mbabazi's supporters
understanding.
go out there and they're campaigning for Mbabazi. And police comes and clamps them down saying, look, the party has not cleared Mbabazi, so you cannot campaign for him. When President Museveni's supporters go out there and campaign for him for next election, 2016, it is okay. So you're telling us that within the NRM constitution, that is allowed, right?
No, I haven't said that.
So what? So are you telling me that when President Museveni's supporters go out there and campaign, they're doing it erroneously? It is wrong?
I remember everything that I have said, like I am just saying it now. That there is nothing wrong with people expressing their support for the incumbent, and that the Right Honorable Mbabazi has to go through the steps that are laid down in the NRM Constitution, which was enacted following the Political Parties and Organizations Act, setting out the procedure and criteria for being a candidate for a political party.
Granted, so when you say that there's nothing wrong with people expressing their support for an incumbent, I'm quoting you verbatim.
Yes.
So does that imply that there is some people expressing their support for somebody else that is not the incumbent? Mbabazi, Hussein, Kashilinji, or whoever else?
No, there is nothing wrong with it.
So in other words, you're telling us that what the police has been doing is wrong, clamping down on Mbabazi's supporters. True or false?
No, I can't give true or false answers. I can't.
So you respond then. What the police has been doing, is that right or wrong?
I don't know what police has been doing.
It's been clamping down on Mbabazi's supporters.
What reasons has it been giving?
That the party has not cleared him.
Yeah, so what are you asking me?
So is that right or wrong, legally speaking? At least according to the NRM Constitution.
Legally, he has not been cleared. So what else do you want me to say?
I would like us to get to some kind of cogent conclusion.
No, that's not what you want. You want me to say what you are saying, and I'm not going to say it. Because
what is it that you think I want you to say?
You want me to say that police is wrong.
Yeah, because you see, if you're saying...
And I'm not going to say that.
If you're saying it is...
Even if you added us an extra hour, I'm not going to say that.
All right, but at least what I do hear you say is that, because you see, when you say that it is okay for people to express their support for an incumbent, granted, so they can go out there and campaign for the incumbent, want him for the next term, that is okay. But if it is somebody else, it must be cleared by the party.
Even the Right Honourable Mbabazi, while attending the NRM caucus in Chankwanzi, also supported the incumbent.
Yeah, but people change their minds. What's wrong with that?
I have not said there's anything wrong with it. Have I?
Hussein Kashilinji, lawyer of the NRM, pleasure talking to you this morning.
My pleasure too.
Coming up is my opinion. I'm not a lawyer by any standards. Maybe I will be someday. I don't know. We'll see how things go. But observing from the periphery, I think that you see what's good for the goose should be good for the gander. And look, it seems like a tall order for the NRM to come out and explicitly make these things very clear. Maybe you need to dig deeper within the law and help people understand. You actually could be right. Maybe you're explaining it wrong, because you see, when you say that it is okay for one party, the incumbent, to go and campaign, but the other it's not okay, they've got to be cleared out there. You actually could be right. I don't know, but this has to come out very clearly, and maybe that is why people are, sympathetically supporting Mbabazi. They're thinking, what is going on here? But that said, I think it's very important that everybody follows the law. Look, if Mbabazi is campaigning before his time, he should be clamped down. If Hussein Kashilinji is campaigning before his time, he should be clamped down. If anybody is campaigning before their time, regardless of who they are, I think the law has got to take its course, and let's see how things happen. So I'm up for the electoral commission, electoral process rather. I hope that all goes well. I don't like to see violence in my country. I hope that everybody can support whoever it is that they want to support, and eventually the losers salute the winners, and the winners are euphemistic enough. That's the big story for this morning. Thanks a bunch for joining us. Coming up in a bit is Everyday Life.
Our bread is baked under the principles of good hygienic practices. Agents and distributors, call the numbers on your screen for more information. Taj Techno Bread, baked with perfection.
You're watching Morning at NTV.
A great day starts with Taj Techno Bread, baked to perfection with the best European bakery technology. Baked with Azam Baker's flour, which is the best in the bakery industry. Our bread is baked under the principles of good hygienic practices. Agents and distributors, call the numbers on your screen for more information. Taj Techno Bread, baked with perfection.
Suraj, please help me out. Babu was accusing you of some necklace that has gone missing from the house.
Sandhya, what you intend to do and what you don't, I don't have the patience and the strength to understand that anymore.
All these allegations were leveled against me. Then, can I feel happy today? My reputation was maligned by everyone.
I firmly believe that she's a liar. She's not innocent.
Leave her hand right now! I will not. I will make their life miserable if anyone tries to touch or see my sister. Got it?
I will not listen to you. No way.
Oh no, what should I do now?
Made for each other every Monday to Friday, 6:30 p.m.
You don't have to look any further. Get online and you'll get any property.
It's all about joinery. How best do you give a tree a very good second life?
Because there's already development happening around.
Say, for example, carpets. Pick luxurious carpet and you say, I've got to have a carpet wall-to-wall in my house. But we're a hot country.
Welcome to the Property Show, where we make real estate sense.
Mubonyumirwa ebyemizannyo jangu nkulage.
Does! And Adam Johnson, the boyhood Newcastle United man, Derek, flying in the face of all football logic. A magnificent goal by Robin van Persie. Ferdinand! Everton lead at Old Trafford. Walcott, Giroud. Suarez. Super Suarez. And that backs it up.
What show just won Best Entertainment Program?
For the glitz and glamour of Kampala's most flamboyant people and events.
I'm here today for Coco Fingers video shoot.
Big up NTV, thanks for the support. Log in, ndiwa no lero nzize kukakasa.
You're Golfy and you're watching Login.
Don't touch that dial, you know what I'm saying. It's Login. We could do this all night. We could do this all night.
We transact every day, and for centuries, currencies have changed hands. Business is a must, and that is why Money Matters makes it a must to talk business.
It's the biggest market out in Uganda because of East African connections and business.
From farming to business training, we give you all the angles.
When you're harvesting, that one is the most important part, which we have to be there.
We'll bring you all the details that doing business has to offer.
Thoughts of the business leaders in the market.
The airline industry doesn't operate like any other industry, where you go in and buy a shirt and this shirt is 20 shillings today, it will be 20 shillings tomorrow, 20 shillings.
The analysis of the costs and the income in the industries. From wherever we are, we talk business, and at Money Matters, where money indeed matters.
Business is a must.
So, don't miss talking business with us every Thursday.
awful injustice that happened to you. I wanted to come to see you and tell you that you have my support. That I will take care of all the hospital expenses.
Hello? Calling to tell you that I think my son found out about... Hey, could you stop yelling at me? No, he doesn't know who you are.
What a shame, Dad. You don't even know me. You don't know what I'm capable of.
You are not going to walk out of this house, Corolla, because you don't have anywhere else to go.
Do you want to bet?
You're watching Morning at NTV with Simon Kasiate, Mabel Kebirunji, and Brian Mulondo.
12 after 8. Thank you so much for staying with us. It's Morning at NTV, the Friday edition. Though we don't have music, in a couple of minutes we're going to do that. Also explore spoken word together with Samantha Oero, brilliant, young, beautiful lady who is here. Absolutely spits those vocals like, very few young talent that I've met. So we like promoting such people, and so we're going to experience that in a couple of minutes. But also Mabel will be coming up with some. So go to our Facebook page, Morning at NTV, and wish somebody a birthday. We could read them out live on the show. Hopefully call them live for you and surprise them. So head over there and let us also tweet at Morning at NTV, hashtag Morning at NTV, hashtag TGIF. Speaking of TGIF, today is Friday, and some people who have particularly interesting hair. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning, Brad.
Except this one, I don't click what happened. What happened? You never got the memo, eh? Ladies, good morning.
Good morning.
I know you're my sister from another mother. Namlondo who?
Rashida.
Rashida.
Yeah.
Nada.
Nada. Madam, what does your grandmother
Gego.
Nada. Okay, what about you?
Sandy Soul.
Sandy Soul. That's what they call you at the last funeral rites.
No.
What do they call you? We need to know like the botanical name.
Gego.
Now, we have been seeing this interesting advert, and I don't know if it's dissing us as men, but you're calling it My Afro Man
Spice.
Show. What's that about?
It's a poetry, theatrical, musical show that shows some love to the guys. Yeah, so it's a play that is about the ups and downs of dating an African man.
Oh my God.
And us as women feel like it's high time we talked about the man, like in a nice way, but also put those ones who need to be put in their place.
In their place.
Yeah. But most especially,
appreciating.
some appreciation. Tell our men that you guys, we love you.
And you rock.
I know. Everyone is dissing us. Men are absent. Men are dogs.
No. They ain't. They ain't dogs.
Some are though.
So are you guys experiencing some good relationships with men? Is that what?
Relationship is like two ways. Sometimes it's like really on top, like it's nice, and then sometimes it's down. So the show goes through those journeys, like how do we feel as women? What should men know about how we feel?
Right.
And the choices we make when we're dating these men, and that either make us happy or bad. So the show is all about like, look, men are this and this and this, but also women with this will we make a choice to do, and it can either be a happy choice or a bad choice. So in a way, it's all appreciation.
All right. So what do you guys sing? Is it strictly a poetry? Is it going to be poetic?
It's a poetic musical monologue with theater with it, and there's some acting, singing, reciting of poems and all that. So basically, you expect the 3 items in that.
So are all you poets or?
Well, we're all poets and 2 musicians.
Yeah.
You guys sing. Okay. I like doing this. Drop for us a verse or a chorus just like that. I didn't have to prepare you for this one. All right, let's go. What do you need me to do?
Well, you're asking for a freestyle or what?
Anything.
Yeah.
Okay. This is the morning show with Brian Mulondo. This is the morning show with Brian Mulondo. This is the morning show I can see
Brian
Mulondo.
Stop. All right, so tell us about the show. Where is it? What do we need to get there?
The show is today, 7:30, National Theatre. It's 10,000. And here, bring around girls, boys, come along with your lovers. It's a good show.
So it's going to be like one of those shows where, you know, like if I have beef, you know, with my channel, I can bring her to just say, listen to those girls for some good idea.
Yeah, she'll come back, she'll have changed her mind by the end of the show.
And it's also one of those shows, if you don't appreciate your Shana, you'll actually start saying, man, this Chana,
this Chana is
done
there,
stuff for me. So it's a two-way. It's also to make men see what women have given up for them, and also women would put senses in their heads and say, you see, men are not fairy tales. They're not Mercedeses. They're not bank accounts. They're not, you know, they're not cashes. This is what it is. You know?
Yeah, I know men will be saying, amen.
It's basically the truth. It's basically the truth.
That's what you're going to be breaking down tonight.
Yes.
Do we have to do this?
Oh, well, if you have an afro, please carry an afro. But if you don't have, well, no, it's okay.
But please carry an afro.
Just to, all right.
Yes, for Christ's sake, it's Afro Man Spice. Carry an afro.
All
it makes more
right.
sense.
There you go. You got the memo. It's 10,000 shillings, right?
Yeah, 10,000 shillings.
At the National
7:30
Theatre.
p.m. Yes, 7:30 p.m.
And this is not African time, even if we're talking about African men. All right, so in a couple of minutes, we'll be getting down to the Facebook page. Yes.
Before you, Facebook. We have a page, Afroman Spice. They can follow us. Then we have a Twitter handle at Afroman Spice. Then we also have our personal accounts. I am Sandy Soul Africa. That's my Twitter handle. And then she's Linda Nabasa Twitter handle.
Rashida Rana.
Yes. So
Rashida
please
Bana.
follow us.
These names are just too bad. It's too bad. All right.
So you can follow us. Yeah.
I like the Pan-Africanism here, embracing the African man. So please go there. 10,000 shillings. That's cheap.
Pocket change.
That's so cheap.
Pocket change, yeah.
All right. So 10,000 shillings, National Theatre this evening, 7:30 p.m. Make sure you go and support the girls. This is an African. Let's go.
Okay.
This is your man, my black man. He's the fountain of chocolate. He makes my soul swim in milk. Your man, my black man.
He's the combination of all the Marvel heroes.
And your man, my black man.
He's the six on the dices, as hot as the spices, my from man spice.
Cumin, cinnamon, garlic, basil, bay, paprika. He's my tea, masala, pilau, masala, masala, sala. Cumin, cinnamon, garlic, basil, bay, paprika. He's my tea, masala, pilau, masala, masala, sala. The Afro Man Spice Show.
I believe right now I am paprika and masala. So, ladies, I am going to be there at the show. Awesome. Thank you so much for coming through. So, all you African, no matter what do you guys do? Women. Go there and join these girls at this evening, 7:30. Maybe some people are celebrating birthdays this morning. Tell us who they are. Later on the show, Samantha Oero is here in the building. We're going to listen to some music, probably some spoken word, because I am now masala up. Mabel.
Thank you very much, Brian. And today celebrating a birthday is Sakodi, born Michael Owusu Odo, a Ghanaian, who won the Best International Act BET Award in 2012. He is ranked as the 19th most influential Ghanaian, and on MTV's list of hottest African MCs, he is number 6. He has also been described as the Jay-Z of Ghana. This is his Twitter handle here if you'd like to follow him. Sakodi with over 500,000 followers on Twitter. We have a clip of him in action.
Everybody singing hallelujah, hallelujah, make me sing, oh yeah, I say happy sing, oh yeah,
chin me 10 years, me wank a way back. My flop it, this be my payback. My enemies see for day God, men care so I don't want to disobey God. My try some of them to prison. What bra money particular reason? Mojo me home, me need to go for your meeting. Fatu wasum, I don't want to be repeating. Yamina bomb me home by Timunya Foko, money no be problem. I don't need me motto to any shame when I'm many, let me shot to me. Ninja, what you don't know.
When I was run as I in a munya mentina ya frawo adona. In your mawaya mammy me busia for so many brenti I won't lie. When I was run as I in a munya mentina ya frawo adona. In your mawaya mammy me busia for nina. Body. If she ran away from me man ne bu misuya. Say body. Me wuri am in fanda wasireje. Baba body. Why am I gasya me that's the day. Baba God day, Baba you be too much, Baba God day, Baba you be too much, Baba God day, Baba you be too much, Baba God day, Baba God day, Baba God day, Baba God day. Say upe muanyo meni na edi, na nyame ni awakano ne bebe mo. Say uma usa swabi ponyi na tutu. So my body don't lose God, can't walk home my door, yeah. Everybody singing hallelujah, hallelujah. Everybody singing hallelujah, hallelujah. Make me sing, oh, oh yeah, yeah. I say let me sing, oh, yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Hey.
Street beat, what else? Go.
It is a Friday and we are glad you're watching Morning at NTV. The discussion on the big story is on our Facebook page. Visit it, Morning at NTV. Do let us know your thoughts. Well, it's Friday and we usually have music in the studio. And Brian has an interesting artist today. Brian.
Mabel, first of all, what is your definition of an African man?
An African man.
Yeah.
Well, I had those ladies say chocolate, spice, masala, this, that. A definition of an African man, well, black, his skin color, maybe that would be racist because they're white South Africans. But I don't know. African man, I don't know.
Okay. Is yours chocolate?
He's dark-skinned, yeah.
Almost purple, right?
No, not that dark, but he's,
okay.
he's dark-skinned.
Mabel, well, I suggest that you take Mr. M later today at that Afro Man Spice show. I think there's some truths to hear.
Okay.
Later, yeah?
Yeah.
Now, from a very, very talented group of ladies to this one who I met a couple of weeks ago and I was absolutely blown away. She is so quiet and when she starts singing, it's totally different. She's a monster when it comes to the mic. Ladies and gentlemen, today unveiling Samantha Oero on Everyday Life.
Everyday Life
is brought to you by ICEA Group
on Star Times.
Burdens, the seams only beautiful butterfly. I'm taking, not shaking, not wasting any of these open doors. I'm facing my fears and my tears, and this is my moment. I'm walking on water, hope alive, ain't no asking why. I'm feeling stronger now, 'cause I got you, ain't no lie. I'm laying down my burdens, the scene's only gonna last for a while. I can't let go right now, 'cause if I do, I know I'm gonna drown. Changes, new places, new faces, my heart's pacing, I'm racing, not breaking, I'm chasing, not losing my chances. Oh, 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 beautiful butterfly. Oh, beautiful butterfly. Little child, don't cry tonight. Little child's gonna be alright. Little child, sleep tight tonight. Daddy's gonna sing a lullaby. Little child, don't cry tonight. Little child's gonna be alright. Little child, sleep tight tonight. Daddy's gonna sing a lullaby. Oh, beautiful butterfly. Oh, beautiful butterfly.
Samantha, the first question I have for you, someone has just, asked me. She doesn't sing, like she seems so effortless, like it just changes.
It comes with practice. Yeah.
Oh, I know people who practice, and when they're singing, you see all their veins here. You can think they're smoking weed or something. How do you do that? Like, how long have you been singing?
Well, I've been singing for as long as I could remember. When I was 6, I would sing at Sunday school.
Mm-hmm.
During high school, I was in a chapel choir. My dad was a DJ, and he owned he owned a radio station, so I was doing jingles for the radio station. So I've been singing.
Do you remember your first jingle?
Yeah.
Can you do that? Do you remember it?
I don't remember one. Something like music, sport, something. Then I sang something. I don't remember.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that shaped. Did that ultimately influence your love for music, because you are doing that a lot for your father?
Yeah, it did. And my dad is a huge music fan, so he always had music from all over the world, jazz, blues, Motown. So we were always listening to music. Yeah.
Is he watching the show?
I hope so.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So you started singing 6 years, and you went on. When did you decide to do this professionally?
I decided to do this professionally when I was 11. But
no.
Yes. But I was writing songs and I wanted to record them, but my parents insisted I concentrate on school first. So when I got to S4 VAC, that's when I recorded Changes. Yeah.
Samantha, how old are you?
I'm 20. I just made 20. Yeah.
So S4 is like 5 years ago.
4 years ago.
You wrote Changes.
I recorded Changes.
Man, I know. Recorded. I know many S4s would never think of something like that. What is Changes about? So, Ranga, what were you doing in S4? You're chasing girls around. I was eating mangoes. But what's Changes about?
Changes is about faith. Like, there's so many changes in life, and sometimes it's hard to accept change. Sometimes it's hard to change, yeah? So through those changes, it's important to hold on to faith, because if you don't, you'll drown.
Right.
Sometimes it's all you have to hold on to.
Is that something that was personal? You went through it and...
Yes, it was, because during my S4, we had been reshuffled. We were seeing new teachers for the first time in our last year in O-level.
Right.
Yeah, so many things were happening in my life. My baby sister was born. Things changed. There was a last born. It was, yeah, so...
In S4, you are feeling uncomfortable that somebody had joined the family.
Things changed. Yeah, so there were so many changes, and it was really hard. S4 was really hard. So holding on to God kept me from drowning. Yeah.
Wow. What is God to you? It seems to be the center of everything you talk about, God, faith, and all this.
He's everything. Yeah, there's nothing else worth living for, worth aspiring for. Yeah.
How many songs do you have? Okay, written.
Written about 50.
How do you do that? What inspires you to? Aren't you blown away?
When I heard that for the first time, yeah, given her age, she's in school. She's not just doing music. She's in school, and she has all this life going on. And she wakes up very early to write. I've never seen this passion. Yes, I hear of it. I watch it in movies, but literally seeing it, it's amazing.
How are you able to write 50 songs?
Well, if it's God-given, then you just find yourself writing it. Because when I was 7, I would write songs to vent when I was angry or sad or lonely. So it's part of me. I write songs.
Do you remember your first song?
Yes, I do, but I'm not going to sing it.
No, tell us.
No, I'm not going to sing it.
The other day I played, on radio, I played Chris Tomlin's first song, and it was about him dissing a girl that had, chucked him, and then he was like, yeah, I'm going to send you a postcard with a picture of my new girlfriend, and guess what? She's hotter than you. So, was that the same scenario?
No, it wasn't. It was actually a day when my parents had annoyed me about something. I think I wanted money to buy something, and all my friends had got money from their parents, and mine had refused, so I wrote a song about parents who don't love me, something like that.
So, okay, some nasty words that we can't put on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know your mother. She's probably watching.
Mommy, I'm sorry.
Okay, so, I remember when you brought your song, I listened to, I think it was Changes, and I told you, wow, this is absolutely amazing. But you also have, how many songs have you recorded so far?
So far, I recorded 7 songs during S4 work, but I'm redoing 6 of them. So far, there are only 2 out.
2 out?
2 out, but yeah.
All right.
6 are being...
Samantha.
Yeah.
Another one of those songs. Yeah, please take it away.
What has life become? I barely recall who I am, except this emptiness I feel inside. In silent melodies I keep singing inside of me, reminding me you'll never ever leave. Here I become my barely recall who I am, except this emptiness I feel inside.
I thought you were still going. Someone here, Kalema Edward, on Twitter at KEEdward50 saying, can we get the titles of her songs and where can we get these songs? Please, hashtag Samantha.
The first song I did was Changes, and the second one is called With You, but it's not yet out.
This is not out.
It's not yet out. Something new is out.
How does that go?
We can't perform it.
Oh, that's the first song.
It's heavy punk rock.
Okay,
Yeah.
I've heard of it. Yeah, it's really heavy.
Yeah.
All right, so let me just go through some of these messages. At Morning at NTV, she's a very talented girl. At 6 years old, how can you start singing? Yeah, I'm also finding that hard to believe, right? Like 6 years old, we are, playing naked, You guys, you are in Boise, you are playing naked, huh? All right, Samantha Oero. Has the church influenced most of the stuff that you do now?
I wouldn't say that church, I would say God has influenced what I do now. Because I started doing it because of him, yeah? I wouldn't have this talent if it wasn't for him. And the first reason I said is I wanted to give back to him, so he's the reason.
Wow, what are you doing currently? What are you?
I'm a student at Mbale Business School. I'm doing business administration. I'm also a spoken word poet. Yeah, I'm also doing music.
You're going to sample us some spoken word before you go, as we let you go there. But Samantha Oero, she's going to be premiering on a brand new show. I can't wait to see that. I'm told it's called Fusion, so yeah, when it's ready, we'll bring her back and she tells us about that. But spoken word is also your other thing. Take us away.
Okay. I think I should do this standing.
Standing, please.
I don't remember the words though. So this is. Yeah.
All right, this is what makes it a live show. Everything is just, yeah.
Okay.
So, take it away.
My mother told me of men who lived here a long time ago. She called them the great men of valor. She called them the men of passion, men who fought great wars, men who... The words are
Then you
gone.
lose it. All right.
But that's a sample.
That's the stuff. That's,
yeah.
I can tell the passion. So we'll sign up with you playing one of your other songs. What's the other song called? What are you going to play?
This is a cover.
Okay.
Jonathan McReynolds,
Okay.
No Grey.
Oh, awesome. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to upload this on our YouTube channel in a couple of minutes. So, Samantha Oero.
Lord, I'm split in two. Part of me loves the world and the other loves you. So what do? I wanna be saved, but I gotta stay cool too. And though I'm not a fool, I know eventually I'm gonna have to choose. And really I don't wanna lose my ticket into heaven and a chance to be used by you. Cause if it's God that I'm after, I just can't serve two masters. And before something happens, I gotta turn it all around, because I know I can't just have my cake and eat it too. Cause it's real easy to stay on the fence and still do you. And it'd be cool if we could love the Lord and still go do our thing. See, it doesn't work like that. You gotta be white or black. I've realized when it comes to sin, you just don't compromise. It's a matter of death and life. Be weak and do wrong, or be strong.
In this financial jungle, you need an ally. Welcome to the new ICEA Group, your one-stop shop for all your insurance, pensions, and investment solutions.
Start high or work Akabiwo mu Digital TV. For more information, call 117-117-700. Start time. Affordable digital television.
You're watching Morning at NTV with Simon Kasiate, Mbale Kebirunji, and Brian Mulondo.
You don't have to feel like a wasted space. You're original, cannot be replaced. If you only knew what the future holds. After a hurricane comes a rainbow. Maybe a reason why all the doors are closed, so you could open one that leads you to the perfect road. Like a lightning bolt, your heart will glow, and when it's time, you know you just gotta ignite the light and let it shine. Just own the night like the 4th of July. 'Cause baby, you're a firework. Come on, show 'em why you're worth. Make 'em go.
Effective Monday, 6 July, screening time for your favorite drama series, The Hostel, is Monday at 7:35 p.m. Behind Closed Doors will air Wednesday to Friday at 8:05 p.m. and repeats on Saturdays at 3 p.m. Brave Woman will be showing on Tuesdays and Wednesdays at 10 p.m. and repeats will air on Thursdays and Fridays at 11:30 a.m.
On the next episode,
Babu, since the time Suraj has been registered for this competition, I am noticing since then that you are very worried about it. Why are you worrying so much, Babu?
Sandhya, I didn't know there were so many people in Delhi. Where are we supposed to go? We don't know anyone here.
Suraj, you don't worry about it. The organizers of the competition have sent Mr. Malhotra to receive us, and he will escort us.
What's the definition of the African man? Let us know on our Facebook page, Morning at NTV.
What is an African woman? I was dying to ask you.
An African woman is an independent-minded, strong girl who does not forget her responsibility. So, okay, I was going to use some unnecessary words, but a lady, you know, when you go back home, you take care of your man, but when you're at the office, you bring the fire on.
So if I was Japanese?
You'd be soft and nice. Okay, now we are starting to sound racist. Good morning, Aisha.
Good morning, Brian.
Looking bright this morning.
I try.
How are you doing?
I'm good.
How is Saumu?
Saumu is fine.
Are you fasting?
Yes, I am.
You're losing.
Don't you see there's no stomach?
She's losing weight, right?
No, I'm not.
You're eating her share of breakfast?
I know. Oh, where's her breakfast? Like, I need to get your breakfast
I
today.
think that's already, that ship has sailed, as in there's someone
who
has
booked it
done.
for Saumu.
The entire month.
All right, Uganda may not even win tomorrow, but promotion to the Tier 1A, should we say it's certain or it's not? Or do we, if we won, would we qualify?
If you won, we would qualify by virtue of the fact that we picked up a bonus point, which everyone else did not manage to in their games on Wednesday. So by virtue of that, we lie on top of the table with 10 points. And Madagascar, who are the other side that could qualify, lie on the table second with 9 points in there. Senegal have a really, really outside chance with 6 points there on the table so far. The rest of the other sides, only 3 of the sides still left in the competition can still qualify to the Tier 1A. Uganda needs to be really bad, lose and by a really big margin in order not to go on and win. But I think we have a lot of history when it comes to Uganda and qualification of anything. So we don't want to leave it down to the numbers. John Duncan knows the history and he has said we are going out to win. We are going to try and win it as hard as possible and possibly put on as many points as possible. So it's not going to go down to whatever happens in all the other games. It's going to go down to the fact that Uganda needs to win this game. And they are lucky by that fact that they will play their game last down at Chadondo on Saturday. So they will know what the results look like before they go onto the field. So that should give them a really, really good advantage going into the game, knowing what they really need to do, because Senegal up against Ivory Coast will be at midday 30 at Chadondo. Then Madagascar up against Mauritius will be at 2:30 p.m. And Uganda play last on Saturday at Chadondo Rugby Club up against Botswana at 4:30 p.m. So they go into the game knowing what they need to do in order to qualify. And the party will continue, I'm sure, after, if they do win, that is.
Well, let's talk about the Diamond League. Kipsiro was 14th, Nanyundo 7th. Are we any closer to Beijing?
For them, yes, because of the times that they did make in terms of the qualification and all, because they need to get to certain times in order to qualify for the Beijing World Championships. And they made some decent times, some decent headway. Eventually, Mo Farah winning that 5,000 meters category. And of course, there's been all that talk about him and his teammate, Andy Vernon, the guy that they exchanged with all sorts of things on Twitter. And again, Andy Vernon claims he went to congratulate him, and he basically told him to off, a word I cannot use on air. So
furniture off.
Yeah, furniture off, as Brian says. But that's Mo Farah. He's returning after all that drop charges surrounding his coach. So returning to win. But there was another interesting race there, the 100 meters one, if you did manage to catch that one yesterday. 5 of the 7 men that lined up have served drug bans before. So you've got to question how clean these were. But Justin Gatling eventually putting on 9.75 to eventually win that one ahead of Tyson Gay and Asafa Powell. So that's what
you know, I know that is my favorite race, 100 meters, especially with the men. And you know, someone wins it, they lose the trophy after a while, they are banned for 2 years, then they come back.
It's really gone to the dogs. Particularly for Gatling.
Sorry to interrupt you. Was, what's his name? Mayweather stripped off a title?
No, he was not. He wasn't stripped of a title. They took the belt. You have a certain window to pay off a certain, it's not a fine of sorts, but you pay off a certain money to the federations that hold the belt. So he had said he was going to vacate all the belts so that people can contest for them, the other boxers can contest for them. So when he won that one, he did not pay that $200,000 million that he's supposed to pay. So that elapsed, and then they had to take back the belt. By virtue of that, he still has a win, and
holds the title.
Yes, he does hold the title, and he has until 20th July
so he
to
must
appeal.
pay the money,
yes, so I'm sure he will have to pay the money and the fine as well, because that comes with a fine for not having paid that money.
I'm sure it's
I mean, if he made $200 million from just the fight, then 200,000 is.
The driver can take that money.
I really should have taken up boxing, I think.
Our children shall.
All right, let's talk about volleyball. Oh, you are still telling us. What were you asking?
I was asking her about Wimbledon. Serena, it seems Sharapova to me didn't even put up a fight. It seems she was like, you know what, this lady is going to beat me. She has a lot of beef. Okay, I love my boyfriend. Let me not give anything. 2 rounds? And it was over?
17 matches in 11 years. I mean,
she
really,
has not beaten
yeah, since 2004 is the last time she actually put on any sort of challenge. And I think by then they had even not met that man. I don't even think it's about the man anymore. It's just the fact that Serena is simply better than her. She's better than most of the women around. She has pace, she has lots of power. Her forehand is amazing. I mean, the aces, she had 7 aces in just that first set. My goodness. You know how many points she won off that? 6-2, 6-4 eventually. That game ended. And Serena is into another final. I think every time Sharapova is on the other side, it's so much easier for her because it's not even about that. I think they've been over that because she's now dating her coach, Serena Williams, another French man. So I think that has been over and done with. But I think even just the mentality, at some stage you get to a point where you think you simply cannot beat up on this person. And that's the way it looks like, because whatever Sharapova does, Serena can do 1,000 times better. And I think for her to win, she's got to wait for Serena to retire, or perhaps not meet her.
But I think she's intimidating. Just look at her. Would you want to face Serena as a man?
No, but that's the thing. I mean, Serena has struggled against she's struggled against other players as well. But I think overall, every time there's Sharapova on the other side, it's so much easier for her. So she's into the final where she'll meet up on Gaben Muguruza, the Spanish lady who beat up on Agnes Radwanska, 6-2, 3-6, 6-4 eventually. That final is on tomorrow, the women's Wimbledon final. And in the men's, today we have the semi-final set, another very interesting one. Roger Federer is going to be coming up against Andy Murray. So that ought to be interesting. I'm sure you have ties in there. You will be looking forward.
All my sisters love Federer, so.
But you support Andy Murray.
Yeah.
Andy Murray has beaten up on Roger Federer at the Olympics, so maybe he does have one over him. Then of course Novak Djokovic will be coming up against Richard Gasquet in the other semi-final. The men's semi-final start at 3 p.m. so you should be in front of your TV. Super Sport 5.
All right, let's quickly talk about NSSF Volleyball League, VVC against KVC. Who is likely to take this? Will VVC just ease to victory?
I do not think so, but I think it will be slightly more competitive, I guess, because VVC are the side to beat. They've won almost everything. They have a really strong side. Half the team is on the national team side. KVC
they hosted one of the players here.
Yes, they are that huge. They are that huge when it comes to like women's volleyball right now. They've really dominated and won everything and anything on hand. But against KVC have been a really improving side. So that game is at 6 p.m. at Lugogo Indoor Stadium. They're using the indoor court. Then in the men, Sport S will be coming up against Nkumba Navi Nkumba, who had a chance to win a game earlier on in the week against UCU. So 8 p.m. Is when the men's game will be on.
Right. Is Robin van Persie leaving?
Yeah.
And where is he going?
Looks like, don't cry.
No, but
it's okay.
Well, he's on the enemy's side.
I'm glad. He has failed on the enemy's side, so that's good.
Well, he's not been the Robin van Persie of
last season he was barely there.
Of Arsenal. So he will be leaving. Reports claim that he did actually have his first part of medical done. He's going to be heading to Fenerbahce, where he'll join up an Old Trafford teammate, Koznani, as well, made the move to Fenerbahce, the Turkish side. So he will be probably heading there.
You think of Turkey and European football, it's like a tear down, you know.
It definitely is, but they do.
Fenerbahce is a good club.
Yeah, and they do eventually get into Champions League slots as
better than the Dutch
teams. It's better than going to Liverpool, probably might not.
All right, there's of course some interesting transfer news. Johan Cabaye to Crystal Palace. Real Madrid signed Danilo from Porto. Also, their goalkeeper is going to. Where is Casillas going?
He has
going to Porto.
Yes.
Right.
If he does go, that's when that move with the here. And there's basketball as well. I think we forgot to talk about it. Star Times Falcons up against KRU Titans at 8 p.m. The return of the second round of the Airtel National Basketball League. Then, of course, KRU Rangers up against A1 Challenge at 6 p.m. YMCA is where they are going to be.
All right, let's be there this evening, 1:30 p.m. Ismail Mansi and Alan will have all the analysis, so make sure you catch that on Omumuri. Also, if you're not watching us on your analog signal, that means you have been switched off, especially if you're in Kampala and Greater Kampala. So what you're going to do is go down to your Android phone, okay?
Specify Android, yes.
Specify. Android. Go and download NTV Mobi. That's the app that enables you to watch NTV on the go. So please go and catch it. My screen is a bit dirty, but yeah, right there. You can, it's loading there, right? I am the one jazzing. Yeah, I'm talking. You see my face there. It's live. It's not recorded. Not only Android, also Apple, you can do that and watch us wherever you go. So yeah, that's me. The screen may be dirty, but you are watching us. So please go and download it and also stream live on the show. And that's www.ntv.co.ug/live. We'll catch you on Monday first thing in the morning. We're going to be on top of every story. And if you missed Sejusa last night, it's on YouTube. Go and watch it with Patrick Kamara. Farida Nakazwe is coming up with Eddie Kelso, right? Yes.
Huh?
No?
I don't know.
Just stay there. You'll be surprised too. Yeah. I'm told Chris Evans is here with Farida Nakazwe. We'll catch you Monday morning. Bye-bye.
Watching Morning at NTV with Simon Kasiate, Mabel Kebirunji, and Brian Mulondo.
Man, my black man. He's the six on the dice. He's as hot as the spice. He's my Afro man spice. He's my tea masala, pilau masala, and sala.
The Afro-Man Spice Show.
10th July, National Theatre.
tukomye kati okufumbiza abawala abatanneetuuka. Ffenna tulina okukolera awamu okukomya okufumbiza abawala abatanneetuuka. Abakazi obukadde 3 baafumbirwa tebanaweza myaka 18. Bangi ku bano bali wakati w'emyaka 249. Ebirooto by'abakazi bano bingi eby'obulamu obweyagaza tebigenda kutuukirira. NTV egenda kukulaga ebikwata ku kufumbiza abaana abatanneetuuka n'obulabe Uganda bwefunye ne bwegenda okufuna mu kino. Naawe tubuulire ky'omanyi, kye wali owulidde oba ekyakutuukako. Olina ky'okola okukomya omuze guno? Tubuulire ng'oyita ku mukutu gwa NTV ku Facebook ne Twitter. Ku Twitter osobola okugatta UNICEF n'aba U-Report mu mboozi yo. Ky'otubuulidde tujja kukigabana n'abalala ku NTV. Baako ekirungi ky'osiga mu baana ba Uganda. Tukolere wamu tutuuke ku kwolesebwa n'ebiruubirirwa bya Uganda eby'omwaka 2040.
Victoria University is a state-of-the-art, world-class university located in the heart of Kampala. Victoria University offers first-class facilities that include state-of-the-art clinical skills lab and simulation center, fully air-conditioned lecture rooms, state-of-the-art computer lab, spacious student lounge. Our faculties include oil and gas, health sciences, business and management, science and technology, humanities and social sciences. We offer job placements, and internships can be arranged for our students. Every student gets a free laptop. Enroll now. For more information, please contact us at the information below. Victoria University. Come prepared to learn. Leave prepared to succeed.
Tuwaye,
ogambye yoweri kitegeeza ki
kitegeeza to restore back ojja kukiraba mu yoweri aga nti ndizaawo kalusejjera
yoweri suula ki
essuula ey'okubiri
oba Museveni yazze mu bapasita mumukolere campaign
tayina tetulina kumukolera campaign
kaakati gwe musumba kimera mu kulaba okukuwa akalulu tukaleke kuba Katonda yasalawo
nedda yakutugamba nti tukasuule naye ye asalewo Katonda akyusa bukyusa n'aga nti oyo aveewo ate anaddewo tagenda kubanga ono
NRM yabwakatonda
bw'avaawo aliddako kamubabulire bwaliba agenda kuba mubi nnyo
Tuwaye.
Hi, and welcome to Designing Your Destiny on Morning at NTV. My name is Doreen. So yesterday we talked about the importance of transcending your limiting beliefs. So today I want to talk about the vitality of having a persistent attitude. Have you heard about the fascinating story of the Chinese bamboo tree? Now, when the seed of a Chinese bamboo tree is planted, this seed does not sprout for as long as 4 years. So the farmer has nothing to show for his hard work for all the 4 years that he actually nurtured and took care of the plant. But here's what I find fascinating. In the 5th year, this Chinese bamboo tree seed actually sprouts out of the ground, and guess what? It grows 80 feet within 6 weeks. Wow. What an astonishing story of the power of persistence. Listen, in spite of the fact that you may be going through a very hard time now, in spite of the fact that you work day and night trying to take care of your dream, nourishing your dream, and nothing seems forthcoming, it's imperative for you to understand, it's imperative for you to remember that life is much akin to the Chinese bamboo tree. Sometimes we do all it takes. Sometimes we indulge in all the positive, all the positive actions that are important for this dream to grow. But you know what? Nothing, more often than not, nothing seems forthcoming. But I want to encourage you today. Don't you dare give up. Don't you dare throw in the towel. Persist, because your season of fulfillment is only around the corner. And as the great Calvin Coolidge once said, nothing, and I mean nothing, can take the place of persistence. So persist and achieve your dreams. Thank you so much for watching.
Is brought to you by
Detto. Be 100% sure.
nkwaniriza nnyo program oli ku mwasize mutya olunaku lwaffe olukomekereza week eya mwasize mutya nze Farida nakazibwe akwaniriza ku program nga bulijjo olwokutaano tubeera mu kugalawo week tuba mu kucakala mu katono. Leero nina Patrick Kanyomozi mazaalibwa go olwaleero era mukyala wa Rahma Mbabazi Kanyomozi yansabye nkuweereze obubaka akwagala nnyo wamu n'abaana akwagaliza amazaalibwa amalungi namwe mwenna abazaalibwa olwaleero tubaagaliza amazaalibwa amalungi tubatumidde nnyo yonna gye musinziira okulaba NTV nga bulijjo atanaba kugula kaali ka box akakukkiriza okulaba TV zonna ezaawa ne Uganda n'entono nnyo ebweru w'eggwanga nga tosasudde buli mwezi bakayita set top box genda okanoonye kubanga ekiseera kyonna bagenda kukujjako obe nga tokyalabira ddala ku TV so yanguwa basange gwe nga weetegeka dda. Tubagala nnyo program mwase mutya leero nina Chris Evans Kawes mubadde mumwebuuza omukyalo yatukubira ennyimba omwami yatukubira nnyo ennyimba zemukuba ku mikolo gyammwe naddala egy'okwanjula. Chris Evans Kawes gwe tulina mu studio agenda kukubulira ebimu ku byoyagala okumanya mubuuze ng'oyita ku simu ne ku page yaffe ya Facebook NTV mwasize mutya tukomawo.
mundeke swita nkuba muwase buli omu ng'alaba buli omu alaba kale nyinza ntya okwegayaza bali bamutwale wanzijawala mulavu z'okwegula nga balimba oteberaga kati kamba kubeko abasinga mu lwatu muwomukwano kyekyo bali bwentyo kambaleke twalono twelaba mu basajja enkumu naye era lwakisalawo n'obanange onsimye bambi likusasula kiyenyawo naye nakuwa omukwano gwabasinge munyinyi nakwagala nepitawo luno newabulawo kenaku kale ate oba nalinga awunze kitegende bwoti sirinawo bwongo bwensigaza ng'ogenze beera wano mama wadde mukulaba ennaku ngumenga ndi naawe wadde nolavu muwaavu guma kuba si mulwadde bamwesigwa obumbula nange naale twelaba mu basajja enkumu naye era lwakisalawo n'oba nange onsimye bambi likusasula kiyenyawo naye nakuwa omukwano gwabasinge munyinyi
EMS Records.
kantwale ono gwe nfunye omugole mwembakyawe after all abasinga mulabye just let me go twelaba mu basajja enkumu naye era lwakisalawo n'oba nange onsimye bambi likusasula kiyenyawo naye nakuwa omukwano
Nga Farida.
Okay, Chris Evans Kawesa mgenyi waffe olwaleero mu studio tubaniriza nnyo ku program mwasize mutya kyekyo nyimbidde
Ngoyimbidde naye amazina g'ekituufu olina matonotono.
oli mutuufu bonna bakiŋŋamba gyebale Chris
Kale nnyo.
oli otya
Tukola mpola mpola tuli bulungi tetulina tabu kuyimba buyimbi tewali nnyo kiri awo nti oba kizibu.
obuyimba bw'omulaba bukwata nnyo akati mu biseera ebyokwanjula ndowooza mwosinga okujja sente ze
nkyebaliza Katonda ekintu ekyo kubanga abayimbi bangi naye omuwagizi okulondamu n'agamba nti nze ono obuyimba bwono obujja kunkolera nkyebaliza Katonda.
obeerayo oba babukuba ku disco kuba baba babukuba ku CD era ndowooza oba tofunamu nnyo
tetufunamu nnyo naye basically tufuna nnyo ku shows kuba gavumenti enaba tuterereza nnyo bulungi mbeera naye nga wetwogerera kati embeera egenda ekyuka tugenda kutandika okubeera nga tufunamu kubanga etteeka ligenda kutandika okubeera nga likola
mwagala etteeka linywezebwa etteeka lyo werino banafuyemu okulinyweza
abantu basala ennyimba nedda ne bwoba oyagala nnyo okubeera aggressive because abayimbi ffe ng'abantu naffe wadde twagala nnyo gavumenti etuyambe naye naffe ng'abantu tetubadde cooperative bulungi bw'osanga omuyimbi nga gw'ogamba jjukira gavumenti ebiseera ebisinga eyaniriza ekiteeso nga kyawamu kati abayimbi buli omu agamba nze njagala obwange butambule nga bwe bamanyi abayimbi abamu yagamba njagala obwange butambule bugende mu kompyuta wonna
oba sifunyemu nnyo
ate kati nga gwogamba nze njagala alubamu yange bagigule bwe bityo kati tetunnaba nnyo okubeera twetaaga okubeera nga wabeerawo some kind of
consensus mwena mukwasaganya
tulabe nga tutuusa ekintu mu gavumenti ne gavumenti efune wetandikira naye kati tulina abayimbi naddala bano abaraga batukola bubi bo baagala ennyimba zaabwe
zikube mu bidongo
zikubire bwerere in fact they pay basasula everything
kwegabaliba mwebyammwe
bwafulumya oluyimba ateekawo ne bajeti eyaba bakasaasanya gurupu abo n'agamba nti kati bano obukadde bwe buti bwa bano ab'e Masaka ab'e Kampala ab'ewa
oba naawe ojjodde mulaga
kati anti mu mbeera eyo anti kati ate buli muntu abaako nekyasobola kati nze Luraga simusobola nange n'ekikula kyange tekirimu Luraga ne bwengezaako okubiyimba owulira eddala era biba tebinyuma.
Chris ani akuwandikira ennyimba ze?
Ennyimba ebiseera ebisinga mpandiika kuva dda nga mpandiika ennyimba zange mpola mpola sinzira ku experience eriwo gye ndimu nga nze n'ez'abalala naye ebiseera ebisinga bwe nkuba experience zange ennyimba ezo zitonda nnyo lwakuba oluusi nfuna abantu benkwatagana nabo wendaba waliwo ennyimba wezituuka nezirema n'ogamba kangendeko ewaagundi ng'olaba ekintu kikaayi.
Olina bukolabo bwe wali okozeeko nabadde ndoonya ennyimba zo sijjukira kulaba mu kolabo.
Kolabo nakolako ne Pastor Bugembe akayimba bakayita njagala nnyo Mukama. N'akala nakakola nakatandika lwakuba tekatambula nnyo twakakola ne Ronald Mayinja naye nga akatambula kaali ne Pastor Bugembe kati wawo kolabo egenda okujja naye sijja kwogera nagikoze naye ejja mwezi gumu
ekyama kyo wandibadde okitubulira ntukirinda nnyo
asaagala kugyogera naye nga egenda kubeera out after 1 month.
Okay, atulindo bamuyimbi kimukyala mwami
mukyala.
Okay, kateka kuba kajja kunyuma nnyo kuba olimba nnyo ku bakyala nja kubuuza ne lwaki oyimba nnyo ku bakyala ate nga buli kaseera obeera obasaba.
Nasooka kulaba nakola concert yange nalina oluyimba Rihanna tinjagala Rihanna naye mutidde kati bwe nakola concert eyo abantu tebajja bangi kafo kali na katini nnyo. I got about 150 people only cause nalina akatandi nalina abo sibasuubira nalanga ekigendererwa si bantu kuba sayina audience naye nali njagala kuyita just bagenyi bange taata wange maama wange bwe batyo mbayimbiremu bampe ssente fune ssente zirikodinga oluyimba olwokubiri. So kati ng'ogyeko famire yange abantu abajja kumpi baali bakazi abasinga obungi percentage nga 85 baali bakazi neŋŋamba bakazi bano kirabika be bagenda okubeera audience yange era oluyimba olwaddako lwe nali nnyimba lwali lukwata ku social issues nendukyusa nenkolamu oluyimba olulala ndi kusasula ki olwo lwe lwali second song. Banzaala Katale Busaawula okwata ku lw'entebe bw'otuuka awo ku mirambi esseguku awo waliwo stage ng'ovudde ku mukaaga n'okwata ekyo ekikubo ky'ettaka
eyo gye wafubutuka ojja okyankalanya ekibuga
era nawo okumpi ekibuga
asi nnyo wogambidde kasaawu
Katale Busaawula sseguku.
Watandika kuyimba ku bbanga ki kuba ndaba okyali mwana muto?
Nkulidde ddala kati myaka gigenze.
Myaka emeka?
27 kati awo basiri musajja mukulu.
But it is okay.
Kati okutandika okuyimba natandikira mu ssomero primary nga nnyimba nga nze nkulembera kwaya biki senior 4 awo wonna senior 3 awo wonna nga ndi active nnyo neŋŋenda elevo yonna kati okutandika okuyimba olwamala senior 6 bwenti awo sister wange senga wange bamuyita Mirembe Gertrude nampikaapika naŋŋamba tugende mu studio tugende nze ngenda nakongerezaako ssente nga nina obuyimba bwa gospel nalina ekirooto ky'okubeera gospel artist nnyo nga bwe mpulira aba Betty Nakibuuka Pastor Bugembe nga ba inspiringa nnyo ewaffe tuli balokole nze nali mulokole nga ndi mulokole obulokole obwaddala buno obwokubeera ng'oli stonchi nnyo nga tosobola nakuyimba omulokole ali stonchi tosobola kuyimba luyimba nga Rihanna nga ndi kusasula agamba magezi tosobola gafuna.
Kati ekyokubeera gospel artist wakisuulirawa?
kakati mu kubeera gospel artist n'ennyimba obuyimba bwawerera ddala nga 7 naye nga mbutambuza nga ndaba tebutambula bulungi kati mikwano gyange awo David Lutalo n'aŋŋamba David Lutalo awo n'ayimba kapaapala nindabanga bwe tugenda ku stage nga ndaba ekintu
gwe tebakukyamukira naye bwajja ne bakyamuka
naye kati David n'aŋŋamba lwaki tokolayo akayimba akatali ka gospel kale munnange byalinga ebyokugezesa nga n'amagezi agayiyo oluyimba lw'omukwano ekyamazima saalulina kuba nali mulokole bano abalokole wezokukemu ekitundu bayibuli kubikula kukala wano kolaba oti nga famire yonna nga tuli balokole kati era ekintu ekyanzijira mbongo ye muwala gwe nali nkwanidde ebbanga n'agaana kakati n'agaana nga mutaddemu obusente bwange obw'ekinakujjukira ebiseera ebyo owaayo obusente bwo omuwala alya bulye naye ng'ogamba waayo we naamugambira nti mwagala nja kuba nkendeezezza ku buzito nga simubuuli nga nsobola n'omutunula mu maaso nga sisobola
ye yalowooza oli brother we mu ddiiri muli balokole oli
naye omuwala yenna nze nkusuubira nti bw'olaba omusajja nga providinga omanya nti ekiddako kaakati kirabika kyekino
wali musabira mu kyaki emu
twali mu ssomero twali ku university olwonyingidde kampasi ya wano
ate mbadde manyi byawa bikomya mu 6
anti senior 6 njivuddeko awo wonna nnyimba obuyimba bwa gospel awo kati ntuukayo mu ya wano gyekoma ndowooza okuyimba Rihanna
nga kumbe era naye baali bamuyita Rihanna
omuwala baali bamuyita linnya ddala kati neegombanga nnyo Rihanna nga bw'olaba omuyimbi w'ebweru oyo nga bwe ndaba obuvidiyo bwe nga mutunuulira ngamba kale singa ali Uganda ne muwasa biki
ng'okuba obufaananyi
naye nga siina ngeri gye nkolaki kati erinnya eryanzijira ne ngamba bwe naayimba lino erinnya omuwala ono ajja kweragaalaga kanyimba erinnya eddala naye ng'ekituufu nali ndifaalinga ku oyo omuwala
kati wategeera otyamu kati ono bambi si byaliko kamwesonyiwe
anti oluvannyuma mpa ssente nziwa omulenzi bamuyita Akimu nze muwa zitwala 2,200 2,500 3
nga wamuwanga ssente
nyingi
naye Chris
bwebyebiseera notambuza ebigere ng'otereka 2,000 zonoolya naye ng'ozifiirwa n'oziwa omuwala
kati yakugamba nti munaye
omuwala ngenda okutuukayo ng'Akimu talina kintu kyonna kye yali amugambye
gwe naye wali omusindika wamugambanga mugambe bwoti
mugambe ne muwa butambaala ng'Akimu abukyusa nga abuteekako amannya ge
gane Hakimu yali amwagala
ng'Akimu naye amwagala
wasasuliranga Hakimu atwale mukyala
kati olw'obusungu nenkuba olwo oluyimba kati nga lumaleko ennaku kati yeyo idea era okuva ku Rihanna nalwawo nnyo okuddamu okuyimba oluyimba olwo ndikusasula kiri lwali olwokubiri naye lwalwawo nnyo okujja ng'amagezi sigalina
ndikusasula kiri ng'ofunye omulala
ndikusasula ki ate luyimba lwali lwakukyawa kati nkola concert eya Rihanna mwe nafuna abantu 15,000 kati ndaba abakazi nga bangi nnyo abazze nga of the 150 nga be basinga obungi
ndikusasula ki lutegeeza kibadde manyi obadde wafuna omulala olwegezaako okwenaazaako oli Rihanna
anti kati omuwala oyo bwe yamala okuŋŋaana jjukira namala ne mmutuukirira naŋŋaana
wamukwana bubi Chris
kaakati nannyonnyola naŋŋamba nze sikwagala biki ne ŋŋamba yo obusente bwange
bwe bwasinga okuluma mbadde nga olina kumuweesa mutima gumu oba kuganye
anti yali nga akigendere yali nga akimanyi ntajja kunjagala yali nga akimanyi mu mutima
paka kati naye wamusonyiwa
namusonyiwa kakati bwe nkuba oluyimba bwe nkola concert eyo olwo oluyimba nga luvuma ndikusasula ki lwali luvuma lwali teruwaana ddwo nti lwali lugamba olina n'abasajja nkumu anti nakyusa lukyuse kati nga olwo mmaze okulaba abakazi nga bazze bangi ne ŋŋabwe nakuba oluyimba nga luvuma omuwala oli abakyala bajja kunyiga tebajja kudda mu next concert kati oluyimba olwo ne ndukyusa awali olina n'abasajja nkumu nentekawo gweraba mu basajja enkumu naye
oli mugezigezi
bwe bityo nengenda nga mbikyusa kati ennyimba bwe zityo obwongo bwange bwe butyo bwagenda nga bumakiwalinga awo nentandika okuba n'ennyimba endala ezaddako
kale webale nnyo kubeera ku NTV tuli ne Chris Evans Kawesi kati omulemu katono nnyo ate tukomewo atubuulire ye n'abakyala batuseewa owawasa
Next year.
Ekyo
kyo nkirangirira embaga ey'ekitiibwa.
Amina. Tova ku NTV.
Bamutaasa Habo Joint Research Center abakugu mu kunoonyereza n'okujjanjabisa eddagala n'emmere y'obutonde bategeeza abantu bonna abatawaanyizibwa endwadde ez'enjawulo okujja bafuna obujjanjabi okuva eri abakugu baffe.
Nayini n'ekizibu anumizibwa mu nseke newe nawulira bamutaasa n'engendayo omusawo yankebera n'akizuula nalina ebizimba mu nseke yampa eddagala era mu myezi egyo nali sikyawulira bulungi.
Okumanya ebisingawo bakubire ku ssimu oba basange ku Kalungi Plaza.
The supernatural realm of God is touching base with the earthly dimension through the office of the prophet. World events are being prophesied long before they come to pass, and they do come to pass just as precisely as they were seen.
One of them was when a conflict arose, it became so much for the person who currently leads that party.
Now I see South Africa and I see social unrest.
And the lives of individuals are being impacted, and their destinies are defined by the prophetic voice in our midst. It's time for all the walls of unbelief to crumble in the wake of such a clear manifestation of the supernatural realm.
Injustice that happened to you, I wanted to come to see you and tell you that you have my support, that I will take care of all the hospital expenses.
Hello? I'm calling to tell you that I think my son found out about... Hey, could you stop yelling at me? No, he doesn't know who you are.
What a shame, Dad. You don't even know me. You don't know what I'm capable of.
You are not going to walk out of this house, Corolla, because you don't have anywhere else to go.
Do you want to bet?
Onyabo chikwasana kwa kuba ntitwayawukana bwe mbirowooza nsiba mu mazzi g'emisana olusekiro nabayo ninga bebi eyasula mu ddungu eteri wadde amuyamba yensi bwetyo leberereno lunaku yange omutima gwaguba Katonda anyamba angumye omutima nze omutima gwange nkwesonyiwe buli ndaba mubi buli ndaba mutya leberereno onaku yange omutima gwaguba
ono lwe luyimba lwa Chris Evans lwa mwaka kyolo
olwo lwe lumu ku nnyimba ezisembyeyo okufuluma ezimu kuzisembeyo lwafuluma ndowooza late 2014 awo
katoldo wali olukubirani kubanga
nalwo yali personal experience
kwegatoyigange era mu bya experience
nafuna omuwala nengwa mulaavu nga bwomanyi ogudde mulaavu tomanyi nti nebyo abantu bamenya emitima otaddeyo obwongo bwonna
wandibadde okimanyi oli yandibadde akuyigiriza nti si buli gwoyagala mbu naye akwagala
anti kati ono ye yaŋŋamba nti anjagala kyovula mu luyimba mugamba nti tiyi waŋŋamba nti ate tolikyusa toliraba mulala ate kati wava ku kyokunjiwa because byeyambulira byonna nze bye natwala
oye Jamila
oba oli awo naye nga nze omuwala gwe nnyimbako sijja kugamba nti ye Jamila naye kale kugamba yoyo
okkiriza
omuwala yoyo
Jamila nkolabeka wali omwagala
Jamila nali mwagala nnyo naye munnange bibeerawo muntu wajja nakusinza akasente okkiriza nga munaye kino nkitadde
bamukutwalako ab'essente
naye bibeerawo kati ekyo nakita
kati wadde engulu
nakita kati neŋŋamba kansooke mbiweemu break
wabiwaddemu break ate kati ogenda kuwasa gwona genda okuwasa omwaka ogambe mwaka guno
nze nzikiriza Katonda nti nja kufuna omukazi nga njagala ng'ate anfaako olaba abakazi si be bamu kati ate bw'osiba ennyo kati ky'olina okukola just eno break gye nneewaamu kulaba nti nsobola okurecoveringa love eri gye nalina kyova olaba kati ebya relationship meanwhile nabiwaamuko break ndi nnyo ku music omanyi nze bwe mbeera mu love ne bandisappointinga n'ennyimba zibula era abawuliriza bwe mulaba nga mbuzeemuko omanya kati oba waliwo omuwala ambonyabonya kati ebintu ebyo oba osobola obyewala kati ennaku zino nagambye asooke mbiweemuko kagaapu sooka ate ndaba ekiddako
oyagala muwala kikaaki
njagala nnyo omuwala nga si muyumbi muwala nga alina eddiini nga amanyi Katonda we ng'ate mugumiikiriza tekimataringa eddiini yonna omuntu yenna kasitaba teri eddiini yayigiriza mbukola bwoti oba bwe baba tebali ssente edduka oba eddiini zonna ziyigiriza patience ziyigiriza respect ziyigiriza ebintu bingi n'olwekyo nze ekyeddiini kyenkulembeza then ekirala njagala nnyo omuwala atali muyombi omuwala bw'abeera nga nnyombesa omutwe gutandikirawo okunnuma kati ensonga lwaki gunnuma nze ng'omuntu nze sisobola kuyomba kati singa mba nsobola nange okuyombesa nenkuyombesa kisobola okunzikakkanya
oba abawala kyebava bakujjoga okwata mpola nnyo
anti kaakati olaba mukwata empola okwo anti jjajja wange yeyaŋŋamba
wakula ne jjajja
nakula ne jjajja wange yaŋŋamba okukwata empola kyekisinga okusinga okugamba nange kankole bwe nti Farida nkoze bwati kati kamulage nange nti ndi w'amaanyi ne bayibuli oba Korani si bwe zityo bwe ziyigiriza bagamba nti akwata empola atuuka wala ate Katonda akakkanya ab'amalala naye ate abeetowaza abawa ekisa n'olwekyo nze kyekyo kyenkulembeza mu bulamu bwange kyovulaba era n'oyo omuwala bwe yammenya omutima saagamba mbu oba omusajja kamukole bwe nti oba biki nagamba kati ekyo kikoze eki Katonda oluusi abeera
era ekyo kyekirungi aba teyali wuwo kati owuwo ali mukuba gyogambye embaga ya mwaka gujja
nja kufuna omuwala bwe naafuna omuwala tujja kukola embaga bulungi mbeere naye kubanga ekyamazima omuwala oli teyali muwala mubi naye yebambi nalemererwa okukola embaga mu budde bwe yali akola ki obudde bwe yali abaza omanyi abawala baba n'ebibalo byabwe yagamba njagala wano nga nfumbiddwa myaka bwe giti nga banyanjudde myaka bwe giti kati ogenda okulaba nga temutambulira ku peesi y'emu ate ng'ebintu ebyo si kuba nti ssente kiba namutima ng'okyagala
kitegeeza gwe wali tomwagala
anti omuwala nali mwagala naye wabaawo okwekkaanya kati nga ffe abayimbi kiwulikika bubi nnyo lwakuba nti kati abantu bagenze babifuula ebya bulijjo naye omuntu nga oli mu limelight tuli basomesa enkya bakulabe nti ate mukazi wa Evans yanobye oyina okusooka newekkaanya omukazi gw'otwala bw'aba muyaaye ne bw'oba omwagala nnyo era ajja kunoba agende kati olina okusooka newekkaanya nga n'omuwala oli bwe yali ayagala okulaba nti muwasa so that she proves that I'm not emuyaaye nange nali neetaaga okukola ki
okukakasa mbu tagenda
okumwetegereza okwekkaanya ndabe ti nze nange omuwala situtte muyaaye naye amangu ago ekyamazima omusajja oli yali amwagala yali amutadde kasigiri ng'ayagala kumutwala abiki neŋŋamba ono pressure sijja gisobola nze nembivaako olwolwo oluyimba lwagenda okufuluma nebera eno nga nze ate nakitadda
oyagala omuwala gwe wekwanidde oba basobola okukunoonyeza
omuwala nga mwekwanidde
nga gwe omwesimidde mu bangi nogamba omuwala oyo mwagala n'omupasuwinga nogenda n'omunoonya n'omuweereza nga ziri sente zaffe zewagamba ziwaweereza
anti nze njagala nnyo omuwala nze kennyini nga nze mukwanye naye problemu gye nnina nze omuwala gwe njagala sobola mufeesinga mugamba nti mwagala
ate ye wajja n'akwefeesingira n'akwekalizamu nagamba
kakati oli omuwala anjagala olina okukola emirimu mingi oba omuwala gwe tunaabeera naye mulaavu olina okusalasala obukodyo obuntuukako kuba nze nsobola okukulabaawo nekugamba gyebaleko gamba otya emirimu gigenda bulungi kale tunaayogera enkya okugamba omuwala nti nkwagala
kati okyakalirawo abaana gye baba bakusanga kuba abaana b'e Kampala bo we bali ate abalungi abazibu mpozi lwakuba nti oyagala ate akuyombesa
ekyobulungi nno ate mwana watuse kitunuulidde nnyo nze okusinga njagala muwala nga ategeera Katonda kyekyo
kati bakusangawa engeri gy'obatya gwe boka bajje weeroboozeemu
sigamba mbu bajje naye
kale beeyiseyiseeko nnyo
nkunyola engeri nze mu relationship nti omuwala gwe mba njagala ekirala abawala baagala nnyo ebyo byobatambulira n'omukubira amasimu n'omuweereza kano n'omuweereza kali olwo eventually n'akukkiriza ng'okoze emirimu emiyitirivu ennyo ate ebyo nabyo bimalako emirembe njagala omuwala oba ononjagala
akwagale
ekyo nakyo kiggwe naye n'obeerawo eventually ogenda okivumbula ng'abadde akolyako na buli busente
kale Chris abagizi bo kaba kuba essimu bakubuuze bibagala okumanya hello okay ono hello wanji nyabo tukwaniriza waalaikum salam je baliko nyabo
afaida kwise banzenga ine ekyejo kingi ayina ekyejo kingi kiwanja anasobola ebyabawala
akyali mwana muto naye olina okula
nyimba zenze zimira agende maaso n'okuyimba naye ebyabawala abitaddemu nnyo ekyejo kale salamu alaikum
waalaikum salam okimanyi mbu ojja kukwana nga bebabatwala okwane nga bebabatwala atulaga omulala
Hello?
Wanji nyabo.
Mwasuze mtya Farida
n'omugenyi wange ate gwe.
Chris Evans.
Wanji nyabo.
Nga tukwagala nnyo mukwano.
Munnange weebale kunjagala.
Weebale kuyimba naye
ennyabo.
Fwe twagala nnyo okuyimba ku kikolo ky'abawala ate ng'oli muvubuka mulungi.
Nnyo.
Naye naawe lekerawo okutya abawala kati wonootiro abawala onozaala otya. Kakati n'ekirala
ennyabo
we muba mumaliriza munyimbireyo oluyimba luli olwa pasita yimba no
okay
ate Farida
yennyabo
Joel gyo twamulabye yasomedde bulungi mawulire Joel Ssenyonyi oluzungu ebale nnyo Farida
omwagala nnyo
tumwagala nnyo namwagadde nnyo naye sirabangako Joel ng'asoma amawulire
era Joel yatandise
weebale nnyo Farida
bye Ferry akugambye tubuulize Chris atubuulire lwaki tawasa alinda kunyenyanga kedo abaana nga bakuliriddeko obugundi kale katulabe omulala
hello
wanji sebo tukwaniriza nnyo
assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh
waalaikum salam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh
ebale kuweereza madamu Farida
kale sebo
noserugoti Muhammad Ekiziko Gomba
sebo
kati nze mbadde mbuuza lwaki abaami atebagala kujja kuyimbira mu byalo
muina sente
tuba minsinganya tuli bawagizi baabwe nene batubuusa amaaso naye nga n'ebyalo sente zibaayo bakirowoozeeko ekintu ekyo serugoti Muhammad Ekiziko Gomba assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi
waalaikum salam lwaki temwagala kuyimbira abantu abo
ensonga y'okujja mu byalo omanyi kati nze bye nasooka okwejjamu kwe kutegeka ebivvulu otegeka ebivvulu ebiseera ebisinga ofa oli mwavu nnyo kati tulinda abategesi bo ne bategeka ne batusasula because oyinza okutegeka ekivvulu kuba neetonya bintu bingi ebiggwamu nze era ne konsati zange nzitunda ne bampa ssente nze nenkivaamu kati weekanga nga abategesi tebategese Gomba naye lwakuba nti kati oyo wegomba alirako nti mu mwezi gw'omunaana gye tugenda okubeera tugenda kubeera nze ne King Saha era sawa yonna yonna ndowooza posita
babiri bwekka waliwo kitadde ssente
nze abayimbi abalala nategeddeko King Saha yekka naye nga tugenda kubeera nga tutambula tuyite omwo monna mpola mpola naye nga already wakubidde already plan yabadde yazedda era ne bwenva wano ssaawa nga 6 ngenda mu rehearsal lwa shows eyo nyingi ebyalo bingi ebiri eyo
tubulireko waliko mu Cream Production
nembeerako ne mu New Eagles bwe bityo
kyekyabaawo
abayimbi bwe baba batandika bandi tekibeera kyangu nnyo okutandika bandi kati bafuna abamu ku bayimbi abali independent abe balaba nti nno bali appealing ku audience kati ne bakuyita ne bakusasula nosooka obakolerako tukkaanya ebbanga maybe 1 month kati ndowooza Cream nagikolerako nga myezi 2 oba 3
emyezi 2 nga 5
gyalinga 3 anti kati olaba
mwali mukaanyizaako oba mwafuna obutaka
anti tukola contract eba ya myezi nga 3 gyofuna tayanakola naye ennaku 45
kwega mwali mukikoze kugenda bande ebere nga y'amaanyi ekwateeyo
ensituka n'amaanyi
bw'omala n'okivaamu
bw'omala n'ovaamu n'obeera independent
mwe mulowooza ffe ababaagala tuli balalu nnyo tetulaba nti kati eyo band abayimbi bagivuddemu
anti bandi kitegeeza kubeera wamu kati bandi tesobola kubeera wamu ate ng'oli wekka kati aluna mubiri tosobola kubeera kugamba nti olina bandi ng'ate olimu omu kati kyova olaba bandi bw'aba atandika kugamba munnange njagala kupromotingayo wano bayimbi nga bwe noonya abayimbi abanankolera osobola okunnyambako nti eyo tugenda kukuba showmaker titukube show 62 buli show sente bwe ziti sasulako deposit bwe biti nga tutambula kati ekintu ekyo bwe bakiranga bwe bati kiwulikika nga kirimu amaanyi kati bandi nesobola okupasivingibwa nga group then kati ono n'amala n'ayanjula abantu era ne Jeffrey Otaya bwe kyali nkyebaliza Katonda nti abayimbi baninamu obwesigenze kasita ekintu nkibeeramu kiba kirina okukwatayo
olina ennyimba endala z'oyimbye ezitali za mukwana
nzirina
nga kinalabyeko ssente
ninayo ssente ninayo olwo njagala nnyo Mukama lwe nakola ne Pastor Bugembe ninayo olulala kankola ebyenkola saalukola video wabula kyenvumbudde bwe nkuba ennyimba ez'omukwano zitunda nnyo
nate sigwe wekka ndowooza abantu bannayuganda twagala nnyo ebintu by'omukwano
bwe nkuba zino endala ez'emiramu emirala abantu bazaagala naye tebaziteekamu nnyo katijjo just ndowooza kirinakyo mu bulamu bw'omuntu omukwano gumuli nnyo ku mutima okusinga ebintu ebirala
kale tugenda kuddamu tuwummulemu katono tovaawo toggwa mu maanyi abali ku ssimu mbawulira tugenda kukwata ssimu zokka mu kitundu ekyokusatu tukomawo
Richard knows that as much as he fears no challenge from Land Cruiser carburetors, Mitsubishi engines, or Subaru gearboxes, his wife Ruth fears no stain.
As long as I trust new Nomi White, I fear no stain.
Fear no stain, because new Nomi White just loves clothes.
The supernatural realm of God is touching base with the earthly dimension through the office of the prophet. World events are being prophesied long before they come to pass, and they do come to pass just as precisely as they were seen.
One of them was the UPC. When a conflict arose, it became so much for the person who currently leads that party.
Now I see South Africa, and I see social unrest.
And the lives of individuals are being impacted, and their destinies are defined by the prophetic voice in our midst. It's time for all the walls of unbelief to crumble in the wake of such a clear manifestation of the supernatural realm.
On the next episode
Babu, since the time Suraj has been registered for this competition, I am noticing since then that you are very worried about it. Why are you worrying so much, Babu?
Sandhya, I didn't know there were so many people in Delhi. Where are we supposed to go? We don't know anyone here.
Suraj, you don't worry about it. The organizers of the competition have sent Mr. Malhotra to receive us and he will escort us.
Oliko program mwase mchatulina Chris Evans Kawesi mu studio. Chris, wotuse kati mu byokuyimba. Olaba ng'oli mumativu watuuka gye wali olaga oba olugendo lukyali luwanvu?
Nze ndabanga saawa zino wendi ate we wasinga n'obuzibu weewaawo nga neebaza Katonda wantuusizza kuba saasuubira nti naatuukawo. Naye bw'ogenda oyingira mu maaso mu kuyimba olaba nti embeera yeeyongera okukaluba n'olaba ng'olina okufungiza ennyo okulaba nti otuuka mu maaso gy'olaga n'okuuma image yo ng'ekyali nnungi nakyo si kyangu bwe bityo naye nga tubeerawo mpola mpola.
Obadde toli nnyo mu actually ndozikuliranko mu controversy yonna.
Anti kwegamba ebimu oluusi controversies tezibeerawo naye oluusi ab'amawulire babiteekawo oluusi oluusi ebimu nebibeera financed naye nga nze Katonda era nkyebaliza Mukama.
Kubanga we nabadde ndaba baali batugamba nti mwe mwayawukana n'ekitooke kubanga power struggles
byekugambye ebyamawulire babiteekawo. Kati nze Aruna y'omu ku bayimbi basinga okuba mikwano gyange. Ne kubeera kukola nnyimba buli kimu ne tubeera mu studio tasobola kubeera nga nsobola kubanga nkola oluyimba Aruna n'atajja kuŋŋamba tereezaamu wano oba kwegamba okitegeera. Tuli ba mukwano nnyo nga bw'okiwulira.
Ye muyimbi gwe weegomba wano e Uganda?
Nsinga kwegomba eri wamala wadde yafa naye gwe nsinga okwegomba era nnyimba ze
kyova wafuba okulaba nti naawe ku nnyimba z'ofunayo koddamu namuganye.
Naye naddamu namuganye era abantu ne balwagala nnyo. So basically tewabeerawo nnyo nze sibadde nnyo mu ezo controversy abayimbi abo banjagala nnyo kubanga nze nakola ekintu kinene nnyo okusitula Cream Production because neerangirira nga member naye nga soogedde ne mu New Eagles neerangirira nga member naye basically enteeseganya eyo ebeera wakati wange n'Aruna Mubiru naye kati Aruna Mubiru tayinza kuba musiru kugenda kwogera nti Evans asayininze eshows 62
kubamanyi abantu bajja
kubamanyi kye kitegeeza
ki?
Kitegeeza nti group teriiwo naye ye abamanyi nti wetukolera shows zino 62 abantu bagenda kuba bategedde ekigambo ki Cream Production era ne Geoffrey Rutaya bwe twakola bwe tutyo ye abaakimanyi nti tugenda kukola bwe kuba muyimbi tosobola kuva eri n'ogamba nti kati oyise muyimbi mumukole naye
naye kati pa mubeera mutufeze
anti kati ye aba alina okuteeka mu mawulire nti Geoffrey Rutaya ne Evans bakutudde eddiiru awulira ne Evan bakutudde eddiiru ey'okukola ekibiina bwe bati mu public kiyingira mu bulungi nti group ezze then Geoffrey Rutaya alina obuvunaanyizibwa obugenda tikati ndeesa abaana bwe bati bano Evans abadde annyambako bwati ne bwati
tebalabanga oluvannyuma the New Eagles era teringa bwe yajja ate mu kusooka kubanga abantu baakigwamu nti mwali muzze ndowooza kutukubaganya ate oluvannyuma ne mutandika okusaasaana
naye anti kati ate nekyeri Geoffrey naye yali tamanyi nti kibeera bwekito because there is a lot of improvement aleesa abaana bangi
kati saawa eno oyimbirawa oyimba gwenga
nze ekirooto kyange kyakuyimba nzekka nze ng'omuntu njagala nnyo okubeera individual kuba nze kimpa emirembe okuyimba nzekka
toyagala kukolagana abantu bakusumbuwa engeri gy'olimbu tomanyi kaayana
omuntu bwampa ddiiru nkola naye ze ddiiru ezo ezibeerawo ne mukolagana n'omuntu buli kaseera
kubanga banna abakoze band bayitimuse nnyo lwaki gwosigala ng'oli bw'omu ate ng'olina capability ekola
anti already nze nasobola okwepromotinga omwo nembeera successful so ebiseera ebisinga buli wobeera mu ezo gurupu abantu wano mu kutandika batandika nga bantu naye bwe mumala emyaka 3 4 5 biki bakwefuulira ate nga tokyalina kyakkola nga future yo gitaddeeyo kati nze ekyenkola nkugamba let me help you 50 shows deal
no deal. Okay. Abawagizi bo bali ku simu katulabe kibagamba. Hello avuddeko omulala. Hello wangi sebo tukwaniriza nnyo. Yesebo sambya akakadde katuweddeko avuddeko. Hello avuddeko. Abalala b'endaba abasinga wano bakubuuza Chris beera musajja va ku by'okutya abakazi. Chris Evans, I thought nga serebu totya abakazi beemulugunya beebuuza obulamu bwo by the way ng'omuyimbi okubeera omuyimbi wano e Uganda kiri kitya kikutaataaganya kati gwe nga life?
Kikutaataaganya nnyo obeera omuyimbi ebintu bingi nnyo by'olina okwewala nga wandibyagadde. Kati nganze waliwo wembeera nga mpulira njagala kulya ku chapati n'ebijanjaalo.
Nze ngenda nenjigula nenjirya.
Maama era olupakinga bwoti nga akavubuka kasooka kayita banne baako nga 6 nga basooka bakulaba bwe bati ng'okwata chapati naye nga bambi saawa eyo gy'obeera owulira nga
lwaki ogenda ku paakinga ogula chapati tuma omwana agenda akuletera chapati
ate onoomufuna buli kaseera buli wogiyo yange ofuna era omuntu gw'otuma
wakobeerayo bwomu.
Kati currently mbeera bwomu naye kati waliwo ebintu ebibeera nga bikusukkako ng'omuyimbi n'ekirala obulamu bw'omuyimbi ng'omuntu waliwo ebintu ebikaluubiriza okwanya omuwala aku-expectinga a lot aba amanyi kakati naakaba ekizibu kyange kya miliyoni 12 agenda kukimpa bwe naaba neetaaga emmotoka kumbe naawe onoonya zikanika yiyo owulira kati embeera bwezo omuntu naakusuubiramu kino kale bambi n'otandika obeera ng'olina omutima omunafu n'otandika okulivinga obulamu obuli artificial n'otandika okuvuga emmotoka gy'otalina kuvuga. Nze mmanyi abayimbi bangi ennyo ng'avuga emmotoka ya bukadde 45 naye ng'akyapangisa ng'ateekamu amafuta g'5 7 buli lunaku naye nga talina nnyumba.
Gw'okyapangisa?
Nze sikyapangisa anti nze nasalawo ndivinga obulamu bwange bwennyini kyova nze obulamu bwange bwewuunyisa abantu.
Kyova olaba oba tokyagala na by'abakazi osooke weetereze bulungi nnyo.
Nze kati omuwala nkugambirawo nekugamba ozze naye kintu ky'osuubira kiyinza okuba bwe kiti naye si bwe kiri era bw'ompeereza message nange njiddamu nga bweri erezaayo miliyoni 2 mbadde neetaagayo kano nti kale bwe nkuweereza 12 kiba kitya nina sikwegasiga mambuka ngende neewole ndaga omuwala onombo ndi wakabi kozi osobola okufa nga tolina wadde akayumba so kati kyekyo.
Biki ebirala byokola ng'oggyeko kuyimba?
Okusinga engeri gye nasoma ebyobulimi byenkapitalizinzeeko.
Oli mulimi?
Bwe nfuna ssente mu kuyimba nga nteeka mu faamu zange nina faamu y'enkoko kasooli nnima ebitooke biki kati tubesinga basically mu gundi zino empya abana abalima ebitooke n'alinda omwaka gumu n'ekitundu emyezi 8 tuyina ezo modernizations ezizze naye nga twazisoma Makerere. Kati kyetukola
wasoma ki Makerere?
Bachelor of Science Agriculture. Kati tuteekamu amaanyi bwe tutyo ojja mu kuyimba ng'oteekamu olema okutega awamu.
Naye ku byombi kiriwo ekisinga okukolera?
Ekyamazima okuyimba currently kwe kusinga naye mmanyi nti maaso eyo sira kiyinza okutuuka maybe ng'okuyimba tekukyavaamu bulungi kasente because tomanya munnange kibeerawo osobola okulwala oba ozibye omumwa kati ng'oba onoyimba kijjukira tulina kuyimba ku show.
Yes, osubira n'okuziba omumwa.
Anti ebyo byonna kubisuubira. Obisuubira bwe bitajja ate Katonda akuyamba nnyo n'obeera more successful. N'ebyo byonna olina okubibala. We nalwala ne nziba amaaso.
Gwe?
Nalwalako ne nziba amaaso ne mmala omwezi gumu nga siyimba.
Gwali obadde ki?
Just nafuna ka bacterial infection one.
Ne gazibira ddala nga tolina kyolaba?
Nga tegalaba. Ne mmala omwezi gumu nga neŋŋenda eyo ne banzijanjaba 1 month. Kati ne ŋŋamba buno obulwadde singa bupasistinze nga sina business ndala. Kyova olaba nga bwe nfuna ssente mu kuyimba nga nteeka mu bye nasoma. Kuyimba bwe mba nfunye show. Nga ngenda nkola bwe mba sifunye.
Ng'ogenda olima.
Nga mbeera mu by'okulima kwange.
Okay. Unfortunately, obudde butuweddeko amasimu ndowooza geekyanzeemu mpulira tebampa Kenya Badru agamba bambi alina ekyejo kingi nnyo naye musajja alabika mukkakkamu nnyo Allah mmwe omukyala omuntu mulamu era anaamutegeera. Christ Twaha Mwonga agamba ku ssaawa yabadde abuuza nakukyaza ku ssaawa meka. Shamira Katengwa munneebalize nnyo okuyimba obulungi ampeemu akapera akannamuganyi kubanga kankolera. Ndoza tumuwa akapera kubanga eddakiika tubuzaayo 2 zokka okuva ku mpewo. Nasanyuse nnyo okuwulira ku musajja oyo Evans. Bambi obuyimba bwe bunyuma nnyo era ayongeremu amaanyi ajja kutuuka ku ntikko eya Namaddala oyo Brian Michael Mugote. Tuweyo kakapera ogenda tuwa Namuganyi oba luli olwayimba ne Pastor?
Namuganyi
kale tuwe Namuganyi tuve wala.
Nga sinaba nawe ng'omukyala kakasa Namuganyi ngamba nti tolindekawo bwe ndibangudde nga sina ssente oliba nange n'oguma ngamba nga sinagenda wala jjukira bwe mba nkututte ekyo kitegeeza nti oba mukyala wange bw'oliba ozudde asingako nze omugagga nga asikiriza ngamba nti tolikkiriza.
Okay, webale nnyo Chris Evans. Mwebale nnyo mubadde balabi balungi aba program mwasize mutya week tugikomekereza bwe tutyo tukwatagane nate enkya. Chris oyagala okuddamu tuziniramu?
Kambaziniramu kubanga engeri gye mbadde ku training.
Eddoboozi olira olyewulira.
Okubalaga kyenjize.
Ab'eggomba bakwetegekere nnyo. Okay, tuddemu nate ku Monday. Chris katuziniremu katono nnyo. Bye bye. Nice weekend.
Jakulala, walisula, oswetale. Baby, monange chotumanyi, bonjagadde otonze muli, onkoze kyejo togeza, kugenda nabo, oli bonzise. Kakasa, tikabogele byabwe ndi wuwo, jakulala, walisula, oswetale. Kimu bana bakyala banteganya kizibu sikyamaanyi bwe guma lwakuba gwe wawangula abakuteganya kusaba obagambe nti ndi wuwo nange ŋŋamba bange wentyo tiwantwala wolonda akusana kati nganze Sesubya chansi gira ove wamwe sazewo je wange abawala abalungi katugeze nga gwe buli musajja ganza waganza kankwekwate before it's too late wolonda akusana katinganze
Indeed, Dettol Soap's non-stop protection formula has the power of Dettol, which gives non-stop protection from germs for 24 hours. Dettol, be 100% sure.
NTV, turning on your world.
Stay closer for longer. 12 hours fresh breath with close-up deep action. Discover the new look of close-up deep action. Your refreshing close-up now in a new look.
Effective Monday, 6 July, screening time for your favorite drama series, The Hostel, is Monday at 7:35 p.m. Behind Closed Doors will air Wednesday to Friday at 8:05 p.m. and repeats on Saturdays at 3 p.m. Brave Woman will be showing on Tuesdays and Wednesdays at 10 p.m. and repeats will air on Thursdays and Fridays at 11:30 a.m.
Tuwaye.
ogambye yoweri kitegeeza
kitegeeza to restore back ojja kukiraba mu yoweri aga nti ndizaawo kaalusejjera
yoweri suula ki
essuula ey'okubiri
oba Museveni yazze mu bapasita mumukolere campaign
tetulina kumukolera campaign
kaakati gwe musumba kimera mu kulaba okukuwa akalulu tukaleke kuba Katonda yasalawo
nedda yakutugamba nti tukasuule naye ye asalewo Katonda akyusa bukyusa n'aga nti oyo aveewo ate anaddewo tagenda kubanga ono
NRM yabwa Katonda
bw'avaawo aliddako kamubabulire bwaliba agenda kuba mubi nnyo
Tuwaye.
This program is rated PG. It is suitable for children ages 8 and above, but parental guidance is advised as it might contain mild violence and mature situations.
not so bad. حطه بالشريط. بعدين نقتله.
Everybody's good at something. I'm good at killing. It's a profession that, by definition, creates enemies. You kill people, people want to kill you. A long list of people would like to see me dead. So far, I've been lucky, and I've been careful. But no one is lucky or careful enough. The odds have been against me for a long time. That's why this is my last mission. I'm tired of it. And after this, I'm done. I'm using a modified 507, 10 load, all polycarb resin construction. It fires 6.33 millimeter ordnance, completely collapsible and adaptable. One of a kind. It's got a muzzle velocity of 3,700 feet per second. It's what I call the speed of death.
Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me.